Can I speak? Okay, so hello dear student. Now I welcome you on behalf of I'm VGS Maths faculty at Resonance. On behalf of Resonance, I welcomes you all. We are going to start the paper discussion of session 2, shift 1. Now before starting the paper discussion, as the team is preparing, our team is working hard and we are making the PPTs. We got the questions, we are making PPTs, and shortly we start the discussion part. But before starting this discussion part, I will want to guide the our student in 2-3 points. First we talk about that what is the level of this shift student got and as compared to the previous January mains attempt, and later we talk about those all the students who are going to write the exam in upcoming days, that what should they do and how they should prepare, and at last moment what will be the suggestion for them. And later we talk about that if suppose any student is thinking to prepare for the long term after writing, if suppose your percentile is not that much that you can get the NIT, then those which type of the student should prepare for one more year. Okay, now let's start. So first, if we compare, if I give you the on the behalf of a student, what we got the feedback that this paper level was the easy, and if you compare physics and chemistry, that were easier than the previous January mains attempt also, and maths is also doable, little bit lengthy but doable. But again, maths also, if we compare with the January attempt, it is little bit easy only. Okay, so suppose generally if any student is good enough and did the hard work and he is good with the fundamental, then physics is approx taking 40 to 45 minutes, chemistry is also taking around same 40 minutes, and maths is taking 1 hour 20 minutes, something like that. Okay, so this paper was not that much lengthy as we seen in January attempt. And even if you compare, if any student solve the attempt of 2024 papers, okay, suppose if you wrote the PYQs, then 2024 first attempt same type of the paper you got, where physics chemistry is the were the easy and maths with little bit lengthier, but that was doable. And as I heard from the student what were the difficulty level, I can guess that marks is going to be around 200 or above 190 at least for 99 percentile. Okay, so this was the level of the our paper here in morning shift. Now those all the students who are going to write the exam in upcoming days, like tomorrow and today evening shift, then what they should do this time, don't do anything new, just revise your lecture notes and also see the papers whatever. Suppose you are going to write the day after tomorrow, then whatever shifts which we are discussing here, those once you need to practice. Okay, once go through it, nothing else. Now one more thing, as in at the in case of maths we can talk about. So from the binomial theorem, we what will be the important for you, one is the remainder theorem if we talk about the binomial theorem chapter. Now when we talk about the quadratic equation, then relation between root and coefficient is generally they ask, and Newton's formula also be one of the, and that is going to be easy. From the sequence series, generally they might ask the problem based on AP-GP, simple problem. If we combine this with the previous January attempt, then simple problem from the AP and GP might they ask. And from the straight line, again same simple problem some comes, and might not be, because sometimes they will straight line, circle and conic section they take as one part, and sometimes if question will not come from the straight line, it might come more question from the conic section. Okay, and in conic section especially if question comes from the parabola, that parabola, ellipse or hyperbola, generally they will ask based on the basic formulation, where the Just you need to remember all the fundamental formulas of the parabola, ellipse and hyperbola. Okay, from the matrices and determinant, two things will be more important. One is the from the determinant, properties of determinant and characteristic equation, and from the matrices, system of equation. And sometimes they will ask the questions based on the properties of adjoint of matrices also. Now other we talk about the maximum questions from where you can get. There are some chapter where you will get the many question like definite integration, more question can come, vector 3D, and from the vector 3D especially, as the in 3D plane part is deleted, so maximum times they ask the one question again and again, that is the shortest distance between two skew line. That is going to be very much important. From the vector part in other way, you should do the dot product and cross product, and vector triple product also is going to be important. Okay, now if we talk about the definite integration, in definite integration King's method, in area under curve simple problem is expected to ask. Okay, now the next, when we talk about the trigonometry, from the trigonometry sequence, trigonometric equation is going to be important only. And other than trigonometric equation, just revise all the formula before writing the exam. And from the limit, what is going to be important? One is the limit using expansion, other is the limit using standard limit formulas. Okay, so all the expansion you might forget when you go to exam, so you should revise one more time. Now those all the students who are going to write the exam, these all the things you need to do for the maths purpose, and don't worry, don't take the tensions, paper is going to be easy only, and maximum to maximum and those all who, suppose you wrote the January mains attempt and you lag because of the time limit, then I can suggest you one thing. In first attempt don't go all, just take the two attempt. Once whenever you are doing any, suppose you are doing the physics, then in physics don't take more than 1 hour. First do those questions which are doable to you, and if you are thinking any question you might answer, but it takes time, it might be lengthy. So for the first attempt don't do that question, just skip it and think that at last if you will get the time then you will attempt it. Then after physics, if you do chemistry always might be one go. Then do the math. Suppose in physics if you take the 40 to 50 minute approx, and in chemistry you are taking 45 minutes, then 1 hour 20 minutes at least maths will take. And later if your time left, then do those questions which you skip in physics. Okay, but once don't think that one time you will do complete all the questions of physics, then all the chemistry, and then remaining time maths, because sometimes in maths you will not get sufficient time in this way, then your marks will be less in maths. And here even on student also, they got the maths, physics, chemistry good marks, then somehow they didn't got that much time in maths, and then later marks in maths is less than the compared to physics, chemistry. In this way what happened, your percentile will suffer, because whenever anything is difficult, that marks will matter. If in easy subject if you get the more marks, your percentile will not increase that much, but in difficult subject if you get the more marks, your percentile will increase. Okay, so these are the suggestions for the those all the students who are going to write the exam, and best of luck. And now we talk about one thing, that suppose you wrote the first January attempt and you are going to write this one also, then you might be confused that what I should do now, I should prepare one more year, or I should take the drop or not. Then actually anyone, if you are good enough, confident that your fundamentals are good, then I always suggest a student at least once you should try. And even I can give you example also. And by the way, at least those students whose percentile is above 80 to 85, there is very high chance that they might be get selected in 1 year drop after the preparation. Because I can give you the one my experience, last before 2 year I were in our resonance one branch, there were the we have drop like droppers classes or droppers based there. There were around we have 130 in that particular building. There are so many campuses, but in that particular building we have around 130 admissions of droppers student who prepare after the 12th. So out of those 130, what type of the admissions we got in that one, we have around there were the 2 students whose percentile during the 12th class were about 90. One is like 93, name actually I forget of those students, and one is around 91. and remaining student are around above 80 or near to 75, like that one. And total after the result, out of those 130, around 11 student got more than 99%. 10 or 11 might be confusing, but 10 or 11 student got about 99 percentile, and out of those, 2 were the student whose percentile were more than 90, but remaining 9 were the student whose percentile is around 85, 89 something. It means those all the student whose percentile is around 82, 85 or above, there is very much high chance that they might be get selected. But obviously there should be first fundamentals. Suppose if you think that your theory part is good but still you lag in exam because of your speed or anything, okay, then you should prepare, because this is the one time event only. Later you might not get the second chance. Okay, now I welcome our MVK sir to join us.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. So today, first of all, congratulating and giving all the best from our side, from Resonance entire team, for the students who are giving this session 2 exam, JEE Main session 2 exam. So, sir, till now, whatever our students, the given feedback is there, accordingly, it is in a similar manner like what the session 1 paper was. This first day paper, at least to say, maths was lengthy. It was not like a difficult they were saying, but it was lengthy like, and physics they were saying like moderate, but it will also take a little more time.
Okay.
And they were comfortable with chemistry part this time. So we have to see, we are collecting some more inputs from the students, our students who have done the exam. So we have to look for it. So what do you say in this point? Every time maths being lengthy, but they are not saying difficult also, they are telling it lengthy. So what steps students can take for this?
Nah, actually, sir, this time maths is lengthy, but last time in January, what happened with the student? Even maths were lengthy and physics, chemistry also some part were lengthy.
Yes,
like in
some
chemistry,
shifts.
they got 4-5 statement, and
Yes,
that
yes.
took the time. But this time, maths is lengthier, might be same as the January or little bit easier.
Okay.
But physics, chemistry were not lengthy. So that's why this was the perfect.
Okay.
Because even if paper comes more easier than this one, then 99 percentile score might be the more than 200. As we see in 2024, there were the some shift where the marks needed 230, 220 above.
Okay.
Around for 99%.
Just for 99%.
Because student, usually good student, what thing, once I got the 200 marks, then I don't need to be hurry. And suppose if I do slowly by correctly, I should not do the any wrong question, then it still be fine, because about 200 we got the 99%.
Yes, already he is in a safer side, so he will think like that.
Because we can make the guess, okay, for this one marks is going to be high for 99 percentile. But when the student writing the exam, he cannot evaluate that might be 230 or 240 or 220 marks will go.
Yes.
So that's why it's good. This first one was the good, because around here also might be more than 190 marks will be needed for 199 percentile.
And coming to chemistry side, even today's paper also, 2nd April paper also, they felt, majority of the students felt comfortable. So they were able to solve more than 12 questions directly also. So hope all the students who are watching or who have given this exam, so hoping the same, you also might have done the best. And one thing you have to keep in mind, for the competitive exams, definitely they will be checking from your ability, your capacity from all the directions. It is not only the subject knowledge, it may be from the length of the test paper they have given, or the time management you need to do, or the mistakes you have to minimize. Like many weapons you should have, so that during the filtration of these lakhs of students, you will be coming out successfully, right? So all these things will be possible, not in a shorter duration, but continuously you have to do the practice. Go on, you have to practice on these all points, that the moment you come to the final examination, but that 3 hours will go very successful, right? So with this some more information I will be sharing with you. So according to chemistry part, if you see, there are some particularly important chapters are there in chemistry which can be other okay, physics. So particularly, Jani, yeah, some technical problem. Okay, so coming back to chemistry part, right? So there are some particular chapters, mandatory chapters which the student must have to do during the preparation. And also that was proved during our session 1 examination. All the test papers we have, all the teachers have sit and analyzed and found to some conclusion part, like how the questions were asked and from which areas they were focusing and all. So coming to particularly chemistry part, as you know, 3 parts are there within chemistry. From the inorganic chemistry, right, there are dead easy chapters are there, but most important, highest weighted chapters also, like chemical bonding, periodic table and coordination compounds. These are the 3 chapters, children. You have to believe that these are mandatory chapters to be prepared for the exam, and believe me, from these 3 chapters you will be able to do 4 questions guaranteely. 4 questions you will be getting guaranteely. So 4 questions, or even in some of the shift as in coordination compounds linked with D and F block, there may be more than 2 questions also possible. So 4 to 5 can be possible, these 3-4 chapters together, right? So this is one area to focus. Second area is from the physical chemistry part. You can actually take the step that what all chapters I am comfortable, from 11th standard which physical chemistry chapters, and from 12th standard which physical chemistry chapters. Like from my side, if it is a suggestion, then to go compulsorily with atomic structure, because without the atomic structure, particularly Bohr's model or hydrogen spectrum, there is very rarely the question paper is there, right? So second is from the chemical and ionic equilibrium, third is from the thermodynamics, and fourth is from the redox reactions. Oxidation numbers, n number of times in the January session also the question was asked. Even in the balancing of redox reaction also the question has come. So it becomes very important. Coming to the 12th standard, right? In 12th standard, very comfortable physical chemistry chapters are there. One is the solutions and colligative properties, a very easy chapter. Half of it concentration terms is even the repetition of the mole concept only of the first year, right? And colligative properties are very important. Definitely one question is coming. And then chemical kinetics, electrochemistry. From these, it is according to your comfort or your preparation level that you can select some of these chapters. But overall, if you can select from the physical chemistry also at least 4 chapters, then you will be comfortably doing 5 to 6 questions from here also. And coming last to the inorganic chemistry part. In the inorganic chemistry part, organic chemistry. Inorganic first we have completed, na? So coming to organic chemistry part, in organic chemistry, it is in 2 parts we can divide it, like 40% from the 11th standard and 60% from the 12th standard. What comes in the 40% 11th standard? Organic fundamental concepts based chapters will be there, like IUPAC nomenclature, structural isomerism, stereoisomerism, and very important chapter, that is a GOC 1 and GOC 2. So all these topics together will make you around 2 to 3 questions, or maybe if we are lucky that the paper is comfortable, they may be like 4 questions also can be possible from this part, fundamental concepts part. Coming to the organic reactions part, starting from the hydrocarbons till biomolecules, because polymers is not there for JEE Main, right? So up to biomolecules, if you see hydrocarbon, haloalkane, alcohol, ether, aldehyde, ketone, carboxylic acid and its derivative. In any of these chapters, you cannot make any selection particularly, because all these chapters, it is interlinked. When you are talking about, when you are preparing about hydrocarbons, within the same hydrocarbon chapter, you will also be touching haloalkane, alcohols, even carboxylic acid preparations also. From the carboxylic acid, alkane preparation also, like Kolbe electrolytic method is there, or Woods reaction is there, or decarboxylation of carboxylic acid by soda lime is there. So different reactions are there. All are interconnected between the chapters. So that is why you have to be very careful. One very easy logic I will tell you here, as we will be sharing for during the revision time. We will be sharing this with the with our students, right? So first point, any student from anywhere you are watching this video, this logic will help you to score maximum in your 7 to 8 questions from organic chemistry. First, whatever in NCERT, suppose let us take hydrocarbons only, list down all the organic reagents present in the hydrocarbons part from the NCERT part. So, for every reagent, try to write down from which compound to which compound conversion this reagent is used. So, that makes the primary preparation for all the set of the reagents. Next, you go to the little higher level JEE Main material, like a resonance material, most popular. So, you can go to the resonance material and can list down under this NCERT list, these are the extra reagents I have to memorize, because some reagents may not be particularly mentioned in NCERT, but they will be needed during the interconversion type of questions, right? So, these all set of reagents you have to first write down, and for every reagent you have to see what is the starting compound and ending compound. So, in this manner, if you can memorize all these reagents, right, chapter wise, then very easily, out of the 8 questions coming from the organic reaction, 7 to 8 questions, 5 questions definitely you will be able to do. Only if there are any exceptional theoretical question come from organic chemistry, any specific exceptions come, then only the challenge will be there. Otherwise, it will be comfortable only to be done, right? So, in this manner, if we are covering all these topics, whatever we have discussed for the upcoming session to say, then majority of the questions can be done possibly, right? So, the intro part we will conclude it now, and let's enter into the discussion part. Now, we welcome our Jitendra sir to discuss some of the questions from physics part, and we will come back whenever the time is available. Thank you, all the best. కొంచెం ఫిజిక్స్లో ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఇచ్చి కొంచెం ఇంట్రడక్షన్ ఇచ్చి ఏ చాప్టర్స్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఉంటాయి ఒక 3-4 మినిట్స్.
Hello students, so welcome to the session 2 discussion, live discussion. If we take the feedback from the students, it is almost like in the physics segment, if you are taking, the most of the chapters are from magnetic field, fluid mechanics, and the questions are basically based on formula based questions only, and there are no twists or any kind of depth in subject discussion which are included in the paper. So, let us come to the first few questions which students have given their inputs from their latest discussion. Yeah. So, in this question, the chapter name is fluid mechanics. Topic: buoyancy force or flotation. This is a direct formula based question which is available in all the standard textbooks. They will be asking, they will be testing, there is a block which is immersed inside a liquid, they will be providing the fluid density, and there is an extra weight which is put on the block, and they will be giving the particular volume which is submerged inside the liquid. So, in the same question, this we can find it in all the standard textbooks. So, there is a wooden block, of side 10 centimeter, and this density of this block is 0.4, which means that it is 400 kg per meter cube, and there is a coin which is placed on the block. When a coin is placed on the block, it is further dipped by 0.3 centimeter. So the extra volume which is dipped inside this liquid, that is balanced by the buoyancy force of the liquid. So the extra coin weight, if you are taking it as mg, that is balanced by the extra volume which is immersed and the buoyancy force which is coming due to the extra volume which is immersed. So mg of the coin must be balanced by the buoyancy force which is coming due to the liquid. So the buoyancy force, we know it is density of the liquid into volume which is submerged into g. So density of the liquid is 1000 and volume submerged is 0.3 centimeter. The extra volume which is going into the liquid is 0.3 centimeter. And this is a cube, so the area of cross section of the cube is a square, and the square side is 10 centimeter. Into g. So the weight of the coin which is balanced by the buoyancy force is given by 0.3 Newton. So this is a standard question which is available in all the textbooks where the JEE people are testing the concept of buoyancy, where the weight of the coin is balanced by the buoyancy force provided by the liquid. So similarly, all the other questions and which are given in this today's question paper are little bit easy to moderate questions and directly formula based questions. And if you are seeing some other question, yeah, so if you are seeing, they are asking, this is a direct units and dimension questions where they are asking the dimensions of half epsilon naught E square. So half epsilon naught E square we will see in electrostatics, in capacitor. This is the energy density, energy stored in the electric field of inside a capacitor due to the electric field stored between the plates of the capacitor. So half epsilon naught E square is the energy density, energy per unit volume. We know the dimensions of energy as ml square t power minus 2 divided by volume. Volume is a cube, which is nothing but L cube. So energy density, we'll get it as ml minus 1 t minus 2. So coming to the chapter of this question, chapter is electrostatics. Energy topic is energy density stored inside electric field. So if you are seeing, this is the second question in today's question paper. So this is also a direct formula based question, just the energy density formula. So just we have to find out the units of energy per unit volume. So first question was also directly we have to equate the weight of the liquid, weight of the body, which is balanced by the buoyancy force of the liquid. Next question, this chapter is magnetic effects of current. Topic is magnetic field due to a circular coil and a straight current carrying conductor. So we know So this is a combination of 2-3 straight wires and a circular wire. So both the arrangement is different, but the total conductor is made up of circular arc as well as a straight conductor. So in the first case, if you are taking, the first conductor is made up of 3 conductors, 2 straight semi-infinite wires, and the second wire is a semicircular wire. Now, the net magnetic field at point C is nothing but magnetic field due to the first wire plus the second wire plus the third wire. Now, magnetic field because of the first wire, which is a semi-infinite wire, if you are putting the right hand thumb rule, it is into the plane, and due to a semi-infinite wire, it is mu naught I by. And due to the third wire also, the magnetic field is going into the plane. And second wire, if you are seeing, this is a semicircular wire. So the magnetic field due to a semicircular wire, again we can apply the right hand thumb rule. So magnetic field is always pointing towards the center. So due to the semicircular wire, magnetic field formula is mu naught I by 4R plus third wire, again if you are applying the right hand thumb rule, magnetic field is pointing into the board, it is mu naught I by 4 pi R. So we will get mu naught I by 2 pi R plus mu naught I by 4 R. This is the case for the first arrangement. And in the second arrangement also consists of 3 wires. So in the second case, again we have to calculate the net magnetic field due to the 3 conductors. So the net magnetic field is so again the first wire is again a semi-infinite wire. For a semi-infinite wire, magnetic field is mu naught I by 4 pi d. And second wire is a semicircular wire. For a semicircular wire, magnetic field is mu naught I by 4R. And third wire, if you are seeing, point C is on the axis of the semi-infinite wire. Whenever we take a point which is on the axis of the wire, we know that magnetic field due to the wire at the center of the wire is 0. So due to the third wire, the magnetic field is 0. So from this, we get the magnetic field due to all the 3 wires in both the cases. So here we will be getting 4R into pi plus 1 by pi. So if you are taking the ratio, here we will be getting 2R into pi plus 2 by 2. So if you are taking the ratio, we will be getting pi plus 2 by pi plus 1. So if you are seeing this question also, all these 3 questions which we have discussed today, these are all standard questions which will be available in all the reference materials, and in our resonance also all the sheet questions were based on these questions only. So there is not something new they are asking this time. So all the 3 questions are based directly on the formula based questions. If you are seeing, this is based on the magnetic field. The previous question was directly based on the energy density and energy stored in the inside the electric field due to the inside the capacitor plates. And the first question was based on fluid mechanics. That was also based on buoyancy force, Archimedes principle, law of flotation. So meanwhile, if you are seeing, so according to the paper discussion, according to the input, the next our Math sir will be coming in 1 minute. So before that, again we were seeing all the teachers of resonance. We have discussed that today's paper was almost like, we can tell, not very moderate. Also, it is little bit is in between medium and moderate. So the important topics, if you are discussing, the photoelectric effect, the questions came on from photoelectric effect, modern physics, magnetic effects of current, circular wire, and in the first year topics, if you are seeing units and dimensions, it is not about first year topics and second year topics. Everyone who is writing the session 2 and session 1, every time we tell to the students that units and dimensions is a very, very important topic for the whole preparation in physics. Because using units and dimensions, even though some concepts we may not be clear a particular chapter, by using units and dimensions, we can arrive to a particular conclusion. So if you are seeing here the dimensional formula, they are asking half epsilon naught E square. So many of the questions we have seen in PYQs and all these things, and this technique can be used for advanced preparation also. Even though we don't have an idea of that question, from the 4 options, especially this objective type of questions, whenever we are having these 4 options, we can conclude systematically that which option may be correct using the technique of units and dimensions, the dimensional formula verification. So if you are seeing all the 4 formulas, 4 options are having different dimensions. Okay. Yeah. Next, our math sir will be coming.
రెడీ దినేష్ రెడీ దినేష్ మ్యాచ్ రెడీ ఉన్నారా చేస్తాను ఇక్కడ కూర్చొని
ఆర్డర్ చూపిస్తారా? ఏ ఆర్డర్ ఉందో ఒకసారి ఆర్డర్ చూపిస్తారు. సారీ, to need to introduce myself or directly will go to Yeah. Hello everyone. I am Dinesh Parmi. Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Dinesh Parmi, chemistry faculty from Resonance, and today we are going to discuss about the JEE first session paper, second session paper, and these questions are actually very easy when compared to the session one. And if you see the question number one, can you play the question number one, sir? See the question number one. The correct increasing order of bond length among the following is. See, this is based on the inorganic chemistry, chemical bonding. It is a very easy question. It is a scoring question. See this here. It is based on the molecular after 3 bond order. We know that if you take O2 plus is having 15 electrons, and what is the bond order of this? It is 2.5. O2, it is having 16 electrons, its bond order is 2. O2 minus is having 17 electrons, its bond order is 1.5, and O2 2 minus, it is having 18 electrons, its bond order is 1. So based on that we can say that which is having the increasing order of the bond order. What is the increasing order now? What is having lowest? O2 minus, O2 2 minus is lowest. O2, then O2, O2 plus. So option 3 is the answer. This is a very easy question. We can solve it easily. So next question. See this. This is based on the biomolecules. This type of questions also asked in the session 1. These are scoring questions. Same like the earlier question. So see this here. Vitamin C, they are saying, what is vitamin C? Vitamin C is ascorbic acid. Vitamin C is ascorbic acid, and we already know very easily what is vitamin D. It is riboflavin. And what is B6? It is pyridoxine, and vitamin B1 is thiamine. Based on that we can say answer easily. So what is our answer? Vitamin C is ascorbic acid. C, we are having here C. But based on that we can't say because we are having 2 and 4 option. Now vitamin B1 we are having thiamine. So what can be the answer? Option 2 is the answer. So this is also very easy question. This type of questions already asked in the session 1 of the JEE. So we can score easily. Let's go to the next question. See this question. Write the correct order of the rate of reaction of the following with they gave you amine. See here, this is aniline, and we are having substitutions at the ortho position. What is present? Because of the presence of these substituents, actually this methyl group should be here. Wrong, sir. Yeah. Methyl group should be here. So now among the following, what is the order of reactivity? It is having highest. Whereas in this case SIR effect will be present. Steric inhibition resonance. Because of that, reactivity will be decreasing. In this case, there are 2 methyl groups at the ortho position. So here it will be least reactive among the following. So what is the order of reactivity? R is greater than, P is greater than Q. So what is the answer? Option 1 is the answer. Now arrange the following functional groups in the increasing order of the priority of the functional groups. So this is from the organic chemistry, some basic principles and techniques of organic chemistry, and definitely we can say what is the order. We are having, they gave you amide, keto, aldehyde, nitrile, alkyne, and amines. It should be RNH2. So what is order? Among the following, amides are having more reactivity, more priority when compared to aldehydes, greater than ketones, greater than amines, greater than, and actually we are having nitriles also here. So if you are also considering the nitriles, what will be the order? If you are also considering this, amides are greater than, nitriles are greater than 4, greater than, aldehydes are greater than, ketones are greater than, amines are greater than, alkynes. So what is the answer? 1 greater than, 4 greater than, 3 greater than, 2 greater than, 6 greater than 5. So option 3 is the answer. It is also very easy basic fundamental question with a normal concept learning. By using NCERT we can solve these type of questions. Calculate the number of isomers of C5 They gave you a point here. It should not decolorize by cold alkaline permanganate solution. Means it should not contain double bond. Okay, so how it should be? It should be a cyclic compound. What are the chances we are having? It may be a cyclopentane. It may be a cyclobutane with a methyl group. It may be a cyclopropane. Here we should be very careful. It can be cyclopentane with a ethyl substituent. It can be cyclopentane 1,2-dimethyl. It can be 1,1-dimethyl. If you are taking 1,2-dimethyl, there can be two chances. One is it can be like this. Two methyl groups are on the same side. So one more possibility is there for us, that is one is above, one is below, means it can be cis and trans. Now, so this will show, this we can take 1, 2, 3, here 4, 5, and this one is 6. Okay, so sir, just cut this. Can you stop here once? Right. Yeah. 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 So first order reaction. So for the first order reaction, rate constant at 27 degrees Celsius and T degrees is 1.5 into 10 to the power of 3 and 4.5 into 10 to the power of 3 respectively. If the activation energy of the reaction is 60 kilojoules, then the temperature T is. Now see here guys, it is based on the Arrhenius equation, chemical kinetics. K is equal to A power minus A by RT. Now there are two different temperatures. We can apply the formula. Log base 10 K2 by K1 is equal to EA by 2.303 R into 1 by T1 minus 1 by T2. They gave you already T1. T1 value is 27 degrees Celsius, that is equal to 300 Kelvin. T2 is equal to, we have to find, they already mentioned about EA. EA value is 60 kilojoules. Please keep in mind it is kilojoules. So in joules how much? 60 into 10 to the power of 3, 60,000. Now log K2 by K1. K2 value is 4.5 into 10 to the power of 3 by K1 is 1.5 into 10 to the power of 3. 60 into 10 to the power of 3 by 2.303 into 8.314. 1 by T1 300 minus 1 by X. Okay. Now what we can say, this value is log 3. Log 3 is 0.47. So 0.47 is equal to 60,000 by 2.303 into 8.314 into 1 by 300 minus 1 by T2. If you solve this, its value comes around 41.4 degrees Celsius. Okay. So this is based on the chemical kinetics Arrhenius equation. It is a straightforward formula based question. It is very easy scoring type question. Okay.
So students, now we'll be seeing maths questions. We have 5 questions in maths, right? The questions are very easy, right? Let's see them one by one. This time I think the paper is easy. This time the paper is easier from the last time. Let's see the first question. Okay, so we have 5 questions. The first one is from differential equation, the second one is from ellipse, and third one is from PNC, and I guess fourth one is from trigonometry, right? So let's see them one by one. Once again, the file is opening up. Yes, the questions are here. This is the first question. Y is equal to fx is the solution of the differential equation 1 plus sin x dy by dx plus cos x is equal to 0. Now if you see this question, this is a very easy question from variable separable method, right? Directly it is variable separable. What we will do, we will just cos x will transfer that side, right? And it will become what we will get 1 plus sin x into dy by dx is equal to minus cos x, correct? Now if I put take this side and minus sign this side, I will be getting minus dy is equal to cos x upon 1 plus sin x, right? Minus cos x upon 1 plus sin x, right? Now into dx, correct? Now this is very simple. 1 plus sin x, if I take it to be t, in numerator what is written? dt, right? So dt upon t, right? And this side what we have? dy. Directly if I integrate this, what will I have? Minus y is equal to ln t, which is ln 1 plus sin x plus c, right? Very simple, very simple differential equation. It can't be further simple. Now they have also given that f0, right, is equal to 0. Means that at x equal to 0, y is also 0, right? If I put x equal to 0 in this, I will get what? ln 1, and this is also 0, and ln 1 is itself 0. So it will become 0 is equal to 0 plus c. So it means that c is equal to also 0, right? It means that the differential equation is what? Y is equal to minus ln 1 plus sin x, right? Y is equal to minus ln 1 plus sin x, and they have asked what? F pi by 2. So at x equal to pi by 2, they have asked the value. So at x equal to pi by 2, right, if I put this value, what will I get? Minus ln 1 plus 1, which is equal to minus ln 2, right? So the correct option in this case is what? Option number 2. It is very simple question of differential equation, right? We can't say it is like a very difficult one, but if someone has practiced very basic questions of differential equation, definitely he can do these questions, right? Now next question. Next question is from ellipse. What it is saying, if the eccentricity of an ellipse x square upon a square plus y square upon b square equal to 1, which passes through 3, 4 is root 5 by 3, right? So they have given us the eccentricity, right? And they have also said that it is an ellipse, right? So what formula of eccentricity is of ellipse? All know that e square is equal to what? 1 minus b square by a square. And e they have given it to be how much? Root 5 by 3. If it is root 5 by 3, if I put it here, what I will get? 5 by 9 is equal to 1 minus b square by a square. If I bring it this side there, so I'll be getting b square upon a square is equal to 1 minus 5 by 9, correct? And that is equivalent to how much? 4 by 9. If I cross multiply, I will be getting b square is equal to 4a square by 9, right? B square equal to what? 4a square by 9, or also we can say that 9b square is equal to 4a square. This is one relation we have got in terms of what? A and b. This is one relation we have got in terms of a and b. For the second relation, what they have given? They have given that the ellipse is passing through the point 3, 4, right? The ellipse is passing through the point 3, 4. If it is passing through 3, 4, I can say it will satisfy this equation, right? If it satisfies this equation, what I will write? I can write 9 upon a square plus 16 upon b square is equal to 1. This is, we have got another relation between a and b, and now I can use this relation from here. What I can say that a square, from here I can say a square is equal to 9b square by 4, and if I plug it in here, right, at this space, what will I get? 9 upon 9b square by 4 plus 16 upon b square equal to 1. Right, 9 and 9 will cancel, this will go here, so I'll get 4 upon b square plus 16 upon b square equal to 1. So from here I'll get b square equal to 20. Correct? B square I'll be getting what? 20. If b square is 20, I put this here, so what I'll get? 9 into 20 upon 4. So I'll get a square to be 45. Right? A square is 45. Now they have asked what? They have asked the length of lattice rectum, LLR, right? And we all know what is the length of formula of LLR. It is equal to 2b square by a. How much? 2b square by a. And we already have b square. So I'll write it here. 2 into 20 upon a. If a square is 45, a will be root 45, which will be equal to 3 root 5. Right? So if I put it here, 3 root 5. Correct? So this will be equal to how much? 40 upon 3 root 5, which is nothing but 8 root 5 by 3. Right? So again option number 2 is right one. Right? Again very simple question, just value putting question, and there is only one formula in this. What is the formula? E square equal to 1 minus b square by a square. Right? Let's see the next one. This is an interesting question of trigonometry, right? What it is saying, sin x into sin x plus cos x is equal to a, where a is an integer, right? The number of element in the set S, and the x range we have been given to minus pi to pi. Correct? So to solve this, what I'll do, I'll first of all multiply this inside, right? Let's see how much I'm getting. So I'll be getting a to be sin square x, right, plus sin x into cos x. Okay, now I'll multiply with 2 and divide with 2. If I multiply with 2 and divide with 2, I'll be getting here 2 sin square x plus 2 sin x cos x will become what? Sin 2x upon 2 upon 2. Now 2 sin square x is equal to what? 1 minus cos 2x, right? So I'll be getting 1 minus cos 2x plus sin 2x by 2. So it means a is equal to this, correct? Now what is the range of numerator? Because if I get the range of numerator, I can get the range of numerator divided by 2. Okay, so if you see the in that we have an expression a sin theta plus b cos theta, and we all know the range of it lies between minus root of a square plus b square to root of a square plus b square, right? And here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 1. So basically this will lie from minus root 2 to root 2, and because of this 1 and 2, I will add just 1 here divided by 2 and plus 1 here divided by 2, right? What is the value of root 2? Root 2 value is 1.4 something. So 1 minus 1.4 something is 0.1 some 0.4 something, minus 0.4 divided by 2 is minus 0.2. So this is approximately equal to minus 0.2 something, and this will be 1 plus 1.4 is 2.4 something divided by 2, it is 1.2 something, right? Now, but there is a twist here. They have said a is an integer. A range is equal to what? Minus 0.2 to 1.2. So how many integers are coming between minus 0.2 to 1.2? We all know there are only 2 integers. It means a is equal to 0 or a equal to 1, right? This one is a bit lengthy. So a equal to 0 and a equal to 1. So let's take them one by one and try to solve it. If a is equal to 0, right? I'll make case 1. If a is equal to 0, I can say that sin into sin plus cos is equal to 0, right? So it means I will get either sin x is equal to 0 or sin x plus cos x is equal to 0, means tan x is equal to minus 1, right? Sin x is equal to what? Minus 1. Now in minus pi to pi, sin x is equal to 0 at how many places? 3 places, right? Minus pi, 0 and pi, correct? And tan x is equal to minus 1. Tan x at minus 1 at which places I'll be getting at x is equal to minus pi by 4 and 3 pi by 4. Right? So how many solutions we got from here? 5. How many are we getting? 5 solutions. Correct? Now case 2 if I take, for case 2 I have sin x into sin plus cos is equal to 1. Correct? Which basically means sin square plus sin cos minus 1 equal to 0, which means sin cos minus cos square equal to 0. So I will have cos into sin minus cos is equal to 0. Right? This time I'll have cos into, I have taken minus that side only, so it will become cos into sin minus cos equal to 0. Right? Now cos equal to 0 or sin minus sin equal to cos, it means tan x is equal to 1. Right? Now cos equal to 0 at how many solution? Minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So we'll have x is equal to minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. And tan x equal to 1 will have how many solution? I'll have minus 3 pi by 4 and pi by 4. So here we have 2 solutions and here we have 2 solutions. So case 2 will have how many solution? 4 solution. 4 plus 5 we have how many? 9 solution. Total how many solutions we have for this? 9. And they have asked the number of element in the set S is equal to how much? 9. Option number 3. Correct? This one I can understand, some people are not very much comfortable with trigonometry and this question is a bit lengthier also, but it was also not a very difficult level. I can say it was of a moderate kind of a level. Right? Now let's do the next one. Next one is number of 7-digit numbers formed by using digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now and using at least all the digits once. Right? Now how many digit number we have to form? 7. And the digits we have been given is how many? 5. Right? We have been given 5 digits. So obviously the digits has to be repeated. We can't form a 7-digit number without with 5 digits without repeating them. So definitely we have to repeat it. Now the question is not of repetition. The question is how many repetitions are there. So they will make 2 cases. In case 1, I'll write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So let's say these 5 places are filled. Right? These 5 places are filled with 5 numbers because all of them has to come once. Now the only extra places are 2. Right? How many extra places we have? 2 places. Now for these 2 places, in case 1 I am saying out of these 5 digits, whatever have come, one number only is repeated on both the digits. Right? So in total, if you see, that number is appearing how many times? 3 times. Let's say, for example, here I have put 2, right? And here also I am putting 2. So in total, how many times the digit is repeated? 3 times. Correct? So which number will be repeated here? We have to do the selection. So out of 5 numbers, deselecting one is how much? 5C1. And after selection, we have to arrange 7 digits, out of which 3 are repeated. So it will be how much? 7 factorial divided by 3 factorial. Okay, this is case 1. Now case 2. Now in case 2, again 5 digits are there, right? Again we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Again in this 5 digits, 5 places, all the 5 numbers have come. But at these 2 places, right, both different numbers are coming. Different numbers from here only. For example, if here let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 is coming, right? I am placing here 1 and here what? 5, right? So 2 digits are repeating here twice, right? So now again we need to select which 2 digits will be coming twice out of this 5 numbers. So I will be getting what? 5C2 for selection. After selection, in 7 digits we can see 2 are repeated here and 2 are repeated here, right? So what I will do, 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial, right? The calculation is bit lengthy, but if you do the calculation, add them, you will be getting the answer as what? Option number 1. Option number 1, 16800, right? So this one is also easy, not very difficult, but the only thing was that it could be lengthy because of the calculation part, nothing else. Okay, let's see the next one. Alright, this question is saying, this question is of integration. Many people fear integration, but the good part is it is of definite integration, not of indefinite integration, right? And it also involves factorial and GIF, greatest integer function, right? and greatest integer function is nothing to be worried about. We know greatest integer function is broken down into the interval in which we will be getting integers. So now we have 0 to 3. In 0 to 3, the intervals which will break is how much? 0 to 1, right? Then 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3, right? There are 3 intervals. Now, when x is between 0 to 1, GIF of x will become what? 0, and 0 factorial. This is 0 factorial. So 0 factorial basically means what? 1. Correct? And numerator is what? E to the power x plus e to the power minus x. When x is between 1 to 2, GIF will become what? 1. And 1 factorial is, this will become 1 factorial, and 1 factorial is 1. So it will become e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. And when it is between 2 to 3, GIF will become what? 2, and it will be e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. Now it's just simple integration and putting the limits. So let's do the integration. You will be having e to the power x minus e to the power minus x from 0 to 1 plus e to the power x minus e to the power minus x from 1 to 2, right? Then we will be having half of e to the power x minus e to the power minus x from 2 to 3, right? So if I put the limits, when I put 1 here, I will be getting 1 minus e minus e to the power minus 1 minus, when I put 0, I will get 1 minus 1, right? Here we will have e to the power 2 minus e to the power minus 2 minus e to the power minus 1, right? E minus e to the power minus 1, and here I will have half of e to the power 3 minus e to the power minus 3 minus e to the power 2 minus e to the power minus 2. Correct? Now 1 minus 1 is 0, e to the power e minus e to the power minus 1, and this will also be cancelling, right? Now we have this part, and this part. Now this is minus of exactly of this. So what I will be having finally? Half of e to the power 2 plus e to the power minus 2 plus e to the power 3 plus e to the power minus 3, right? So if you see, it is matching which option? Option number, it is matching option number 1. Just we have to put this side and this that side. It is matching which option? Option number 1. Achha, I think I made a mistake here. It is minus 1 and minus 1, right? Because this is minus and this is also minus, right? All right. I think this is the last one. Yes. Now we have physics. Questions, and I'll be inviting sir for doing physics questions.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Vidyarthi. I'll be helping you for this. क्या कुछ गड़बड़ है क्या? Okay. Good afternoon everyone. I hope you have done well in your exams. I'll be helping you today to solve few problems based on your memories only. So let's start. Okay, so this is a problem from thermodynamics. As we have already seen the problems based on thermodynamics, this one is an easier formula based problem. First question is isobaric reversible. It is an isobaric reversible process. What do you mean by isobaric? Pressure is constant. What do you mean by this one? Pressure is constant. First thing, if I want the value of delta Q, how to calculate delta U and work done? First, let me try delta U. What is the value of delta U? This can be written as N into CV into delta T, which we have already seen. You need to make the volume constant in order to get the delta U. That means no work done. that is no pressure one. Next, delta Q. What is the value of delta Q? N Cp delta T. And finally, what is the work done? Work done can be written as P into delta V, which ultimately can be written as N into R into delta T. Correct or not? So if we need the ratios of these three, we can write delta Q is to delta U is to W will be equal to, what is the value of Cp for a diatomic gas? It is equal to 7 by 2 R into N into delta T. This can be written as N into 5 by 2 R into delta T, and this is already given in that form. So over here this ratio is nothing but, I'll cancel out N into delta T directly, and after that it will remain as 7 by 2 R is to 5 by 2 R is to R. So if I cancel R over here, so it will be the ratio of 7 is to 5 is to 2. That is option 1. After that, for the second question, in circular motion, angular position and time are related as this, then the angular acceleration at t equals 10 seconds. So for angular acceleration, this is an angular position. So if I change the angular position with time, then we will get what do we call as angular displacement. So angular displacement per unit time is called omega. We can write it as d theta by dt. So over here it can be written as d by dt into theta. What is the value? 5 t to the power 4 by 4 minus t to the power 3 by 3. So over here it can be written as 5 by 4 into 4 into t to the power 3 minus 3 into t to the power 2 by 3. So over here this 4 and 4, 3 and 3 will cancel out. 5 t to the power 3 minus t square. Again, if I want the value of alpha, it will be d omega by dt, which can be written as d by dt of omega, that is 5t3 minus t square over here. Correct or not? So over here if I differentiate this, we will get 15t square minus 2t, and exactly at t equals 10 seconds, we will place this value of t over here. 15 into 10 square minus 2 into 10, that will come out to be around 1480. That is option 1 as well. Next, a planet A1 of mass m revolves around the sun in the radius r. Another planet A2 of mass 2m and radius 4r revolves around the sun. Find the ratio of their time periods. First of question, will the time period depend on the mass of the planet? No, we already know that. So over here if I want, t square is directly proportional to r to the power 3, that is what we know. We have this formula before. So over here t1 or t2 by t1 will be equal to r2 by r1 to the power 3 by 2. What is the value of r2? That is 4r divided by r to the power 3 by 2. So over here r and r will cancel out. So this over here is nothing but 2 to the power 3, that is equal to 8. But we needed the ratio of t1 by t2, correct or not? Means first planet by second planet, not t2 by t1. So for the ratio of t1 by t2, it is nothing but 1 is to 8. That is option 3rd. After that, the velocity of a particle is given as this. The magnitude of acceleration at a point, at a specific point is. So for acceleration, we have multiple formulas, but see, the formulas we have are dv by dt if velocity is in time. If it is not in time, then we can write the same formula in terms of dv by dr as well. This can be the formula as well. So over here, since the velocity is in terms of x, y and z, we will be using this formula instead of this. So let me first derive dv by dr. So over here dv by dr will correspond to dv by dx, dv by dy and dv by dz, something like that. So over here, let me write it like this. Acceleration will be equal to v in x dvx divided by dx plus v in y dvy divided by dy plus vz into dvz divided by dz. This is the differentiation we require. So Vx, what is the value? Minus x into minus of dx by x, that is 1 over here, plus this over here is 2y, and differentiation of this will result into 2, and differentiation of a constant term will result into 0. So over here this is nothing but I cap, this over here is j cap. So the value is x I cap plus 4y j cap. Now what are the values of x and y at that specific point? So a at 1 comma 2 comma 4, we have the value as 1 I cap plus 8 j cap. So over here we need the magnitude. So for magnitude the value will come out to be under root 1 square plus 8 square, that is under root 65. Done. This is an integer type question, but all the questions we have faced till now are on the easier level, that is basic formula based questions. Now this question, see, this is a basic formula based questions, you need nothing to do over here. What is the formula? Angular momentum is given by n into h by 2 pi, that is what we know, and n is called principal quantum number, correct? So over here n value is nothing but 3, that means it is in the third orbit. Now if you know the orbit, if you know the atom, can we derive the energy formula? Yes. Energy is given by minus 13.6 into z square divided by n square, but z over here for hydrogen is equal to 1 and n is equals to 3. So the formula will come out to be minus 13.6 divided by 9, that is approximately similar to minus 1.51 electron volt. Done? Next, the equation of a plane progressive wave is given by this, where x and y are in centimeters and t is in seconds. Find the wave velocity given for the given function. Tell me, velocity of a wave is given by omega divided by k, correct? Do we have the value of omega and k? Yes, we have. What is the value of omega? From the equation, 5 cos of 200 pi into t minus pi by 150 into x. This is the formula over here. So this value over here is nothing but omega, and this value over here is nothing but k. So let me place it over here. Omega is 200 pi divided by this over here is pi by 150 in centimeter per second, correct? Since the value of x is in centimeter, so what is the final answer over here? Pi and pi will cancel out. 200 into 150 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter per second, that will come out to be around 300 meter per second. Done? After this, chemistry sir will take over. Okay.
Yeah, let's see some of the chemistry questions. As expected, from the chemistry part, the questions were comfortable, and you have seen already 5-6 questions we have already discussed. Now let us discuss some more couple of questions. And for the upcoming shift students, those who will be giving in the next days like 4th, 5th, 6th or 7th, etc. So for them, this discussion will be helpful, because we will be also discussing some of the shortcuts. Okay, na? So let's go to the first question. In the given compound, the electrophile attack will be favored at. Electrophile attack will be favored at. Actually, this is the compound with aromatic. This is the benzene ring. This is also a benzene ring. If they are asking for the positions for the electrophilic substitution reaction, ESR, AR, ESR, that is electrophilic aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. So it is just like a Fidelcraft alkylation, acylation, chlorination, bromination, nitration, sulfonation, etc. Right? So in this electrophilic substitution reaction, as one electrophile has to substitute the already present electrophile, nothing but hydrogen, right? Na? So this is the electrophile which has to substitute the old electrophile, and in its place this has to enter. That is what the aromatic electrophilic substitution reaction. But With this reaction, you can understand if it is symmetrical, then all positions are same. But if it is unsymmetrical, then suppose I am doing the reaction for this one. Suppose some group G is there. For this, I am doing the electrophilic substitution. Then the electrophile present at any of these positions has to be substituted, right? So these positions are considered as ortho, meta and para positions. So 3 positions are available. So among these 3 positions, at whichever position more electron density is available, there the electrophile will go and attack, because electrophile is such a species which is deficient of electrons. So that will go specifically, particularly at that position, and will add to the benzene molecule and will form the sigma complex intermediate. From there, in the fast step, H plus ion, old electrophile will be removed and you will be getting the final product. So you have to recognize which is the position where maximum electron density is available. Maximum electron density is available. Understanding first point. Now electron density will be increased by electron releasing groups and decreased by electron withdrawing groups. This is the electron withdrawing group, EWG. So it will decrease the electron density, whereas NH is the electron releasing group, therefore it will increase the electron density. So in comparison to this benzene ring will be having higher electron density. So obviously it is not the benzene which will undergo electrophilic substitution, but this is the benzene which will undergo electrophilic substitution. Now we have eliminated P and Q. So P is not the answer, Q is also not the answer. Now coming to between R and S, right? So between R and S, R will feel the steric crowding for the incoming electrophile to come and attack here. Therefore it is the para position, S position, para position, which is not having any steric crowding problem. Therefore comfortably the electrophile from back side can come and attack easily, whereas from the ortho position, because of this bulky group is there, right? So just adjacent position, this is R, this is also R, both are R position only, but they will be having steric crowding. Therefore at that position electrophile attack becomes difficult. Therefore you can eliminate even R also. So finally left over with S, right? So very easy question, very repeated type of question also. Now let's move to the next question. 1 mole of alkane, he is not giving it as a hydrocarbon, right? Alkane, already saturated, CnH2n plus 2 you have to consider, right? Reacts with 8 moles of O2. 8 moles of O2, then the molecular formula of alkane is. So you have to find out what is the molecular formula, or what is that alkane which will consume 8 moles of oxygen during its complete combustion reaction, right? During its burning. For this, first of all, let us write the balanced chemical equation, chemical reaction for combustion reaction, so that we can easily get from it, right? So first is CnH2n plus 2. This is the alkane, and this alkane is reacting with O2. How many moles of O2? Let us for the balanced reaction, let us calculate from here, right? So n number of carbon dioxide molecules and n plus 1 number of H2O molecules, right? So here 2n oxygen atoms are here, 2n oxygen atoms from here, and 2n number of oxygen atoms from here, and n plus 1 number of oxygen atoms from here, right now? So total together number of oxygen atoms are 3n plus 1 oxygen atoms. Nothing but O2 molecules will be half of this one, because these are atoms, these are molecules. Therefore 3n plus 1 by 2 moles of oxygen atom will be required for 1 mole of CnH2n plus 2. Now very simple it is, we have already almost come to the end only. This is equal to 8 moles oxygen, right? So 3n plus 1 by 2 is equal to 8. 3n plus 1 is equal to 16, 3n is equal to 15. Therefore N is equal to 5. So that means it is the pentane, just right. So C5H12. How easy it is, see? So, but only thing is that just logically you have to relate the concept to the question, then you have to enter into the question and start solving it, right now. So, easy question it is. Now, coming to next question. Which compound gives a apple green color in flame test? So, this is understand here in the last January session also the questions have come from the qualitative analysis. So, now in the first shift itself we are getting the question from qualitative analysis. So, flame test is a very important dry test which is needed. Everyone has to mandatorily remember the colors also, at least whatever are given in the NCERT level. So, that is very compulsory, right. So, he is asking for apple green color, and if you see, actually I will give you a shortcut also. See, maybe from the NCERT knowledge we may directly recognize also that it is apple green means barium. Everybody know this one. It is a fact based question, memory based to say, but I will give you a shortcut also how to remember this one. Only for whatever the answer it is needed, for that I will be giving, and in the upcoming sessions maybe some more shortcuts also if needed we will be sharing with you, right. So, beryllium second group elements, right now. Second group elements: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium. 5 elements are there. Beryllium and magnesium ionization energies are very high, that they will not be undergoing or giving the flame test, right. So, whatever the Bunsen burner flame is provided, by that the excitation de-excitation will not be happening. So, color exhibition will not be there. So, the color is only by calcium, strontium and barium, right. CSB it is, right. So, how I have remembered, the same logic I will tell you, that you also can remember it very easily. CBSCBAG. CBSC, you know it, right, CBSC board, but instead of E I am taking here C, CBSC, BAG bag, CBSC bag. So, in this CBSC bag, CAB brick red, and C is crimson red, and BAG apple green. A is already there here, apple, this is green. Understanding? So, this is one very small shortcut, that CBSC bag. So, like that they are there for alkali metals and even for the D block metals also, but here apple green, particularly characteristic reaction, it is apple green. No other compound is having that color. So, directly barium, apple green, you can correlate to the answer, right now. So, going to the next question. Coming to this question, this is also related to mole fraction, mole concept question it is, right. So, in this question also, if you see 18 grams of H2O is reacting with X grams of iron to produce Fe3O4. That means iron is made to react with water. Iron is made to react with water, and it is producing Fe3O4 mixed oxide plus hydrogen gas also will be released, right. Hydrogen gas also will be released. So, here if you write the reaction here, Fe plus H2O giving rise to Fe3O4 plus H2, right. So, this is a reaction, and if you balance this reaction, right, balancing of redox reactions is very important, right. So, this is one of the example I have already. It is a very simple reaction, just very easily we can balance 3Fe plus as there is no oxygen here, these are only the oxygen, that if I take 4 oxygens here, So 3Fe plus a 4H2O. So Fe3O4 is already balanced, only hydrogens are left over, that you will be getting 4 moles of a hydrogen gas liberation. Understanding? Na? So this is the balanced reaction. With this you can understand 4 moles of water molecule is reacting with 3 moles of iron. 3 moles of iron. But how much is given here? 4 mole water react with 3 mole iron, right? 4 mole water will react with 3 mole iron. Then 18 grams means how many moles of water? 18 gram means molecular mass itself is 18. Therefore 18 grams by 18 molecular mass, it comes to 1 mole, right? So then 1 mole water will react with how many moles of iron? So this is a 1 cross multiplication, 1 into 3 by 4 moles of iron. So 3/4 mole of iron will be reacting with 18 grams of water. Now what is the mass of this 3/4 mole of iron? We have to calculate. So 3 by 4 into 56 is the atomic mass of iron, right? So 3 by 4 into 56, that comes to around 42 grams. So that directly you can substitute here this option 3 as the answer, right? So very simple questions, but you might have understood the previous question also from the mole concept, this question also from the mole concept. So 2 questions already we have seen from this chapter. So you can understand how important is the stoichiometry related questions, right? So now I welcome our maths faculty Vivek sir to discuss some of the maths related questions.
Yeah, thank you, Vamsi sir. Yeah, first question. This belongs to the trigonometry. Once you can see here with the sine pi by 18, sine 5 pi by 18 and sine 7 pi by 18 is there. So this we can write here sine 10 degree, sine 50 degree and sine 70 degree. This also we can write like that sine 10, sine 60 minus 10 and sine 60 plus 10 degree. So as we know, sine theta into sine 60 minus theta into sine 60 plus theta is equal to 1 by 4 sine 3 theta. So in place of theta here 10 is there, so we can keep the value here 1 by 4 sine 3 into 10. So 1 by 4 sine 30 degree is equal to 1 by 2. So we can write 1 by 2. That means our answer is 1 by 8. So answer of this question is equal to 1 by 8. So now we can see the next sum. Yeah. Now the another sum is there, f of sin x by x modulus, we have to be find the number of critical point. So for the number of critical point, what we can check कि whether that particular point function is not defined, या either the derivative is equal to be 0 or derivative is not defined. Both the cases become the critical point. Interval is given minus 2 pi to 2 pi. So first of all we can take the derivative here. So once we are taking the derivative, sin x by x modulus, so dy by dx is equal to x, sin x is equal to cos x minus sin x by x square. This we are going to equate with the 0, then tan x is equal to x will come. If the tan x equal to x will come, that means our derivative is equal to be 0. So this become our the critical point. So for this one minus 2 pi to 2 pi, we can see the diagram here. Three pi by 2 this line. From here you can see the diagram. Minus pi by 2 minus 3 pi by 2, the value will come like that. Tan x equal to x, you can draw the diagram. So here we are finding the point. So what we are finding, ki whatever the critical point are there, means that intersection point are there. So this all the intersection point, our function is not at all going to be defined. Means the derivative of the function is not at all going to be defined. So we can say here, we can counting here. So number of critical point is equal to, we can find here 5. So number of solution is equal to 5. Yeah, next. If the roots of the equation, here not plus, here multiplication is there, is equal to 4n given, roots are given alpha and alpha plus 2, then we have to be find the 2 alpha plus n value. So from here, do one thing, alpha is the one of the root, so now in the equation you can keep the alpha value. So alpha plus 2 plus alpha plus 1, alpha plus 3, so on, and the last term it will come alpha plus n minus 1, alpha plus n plus 1 is equal to 4n. After that, in place of x, we can keep alpha plus 2 because one root is given the alpha, another root is given the alpha plus 2. So now in place of x, I am keeping here alpha plus 2. So alpha plus 2, alpha plus 4 we can get. Alpha plus 2, so alpha plus 3, alpha plus 5. In a similar way, in the last one it will come alpha plus 2 plus n minus 1 into alpha plus 2 plus n plus 1 is equal to 4n. So like that, by putting the value of alpha and alpha plus 2, we are getting the two equation. This is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. Now we are going to be subtract from equation number 1 to equation number 2. 1 minus 2. If the 1 minus 2, so from here 2 term is going to be left from this one, means alpha alpha plus 2 plus alpha plus 1 alpha plus 3 left from here. And now from the last term also the 2 term is going to be left. First one is there, alpha plus 2 plus n minus 1 alpha plus 2 plus n plus 1, and before that also the 1 term will come, like that here the 2 term is there, like that only here also. Just before that term it will come. Here you can see alpha plus 2, this term is only going to be plus n minus 2, and this term alpha plus 2 plus n, this is equal to be 0. Now if you are going to be subtract, then from that value is equal to, we can get here 2 alpha plus n plus 6 is equal to 0, we can get from. 1 minute. Basically this one is equal to, we can get here so final result after the subtraction we can get here 4 alpha n plus 2n square plus 6n is equal to be 0. From here you can take the 2n common. So what we can get here? 2n common we can take. So we can get the 2 alpha. We can get the 2 alpha plus n plus 3 is equal to be 0. By the way, n is the number of terms. So number of terms is not at all going to become a 0. That means 2 alpha plus n plus 3 is equal to 0. So 2 alpha plus n is equal to minus 3. They are asking about the value of 2 alpha plus 3 modulus. So we can take the modulus from the both the side here. So this is equal to, we can get 3. So our answer is 3. Now we can see the next sum. Next sum from the progression. Consider the two APs such that first term is 1, APs, first term is 1 and common difference is the 5. So 1 common difference is 5, then we can write 1, 6, 11, 16, 21, so on up to how many term? 101. So total number of term is equal to 101 is there. Now we can come to the second AP. So in the second AP is there. First term is the 9 given and common difference is given 7. So 9, 16, 7 you can add in this one. Then we are getting the 23. So on this one is there, the total number of term is equal to 71 term. We have to be find here the number of common term, how many term will come which appear from the both AP is the common only. So you can see the first term is the 16 are there. First term is the 16 there. Then just we can see which one is coming, the last term, which one is the greater is there. So 71 we can check. So first term is the 9 plus 70 into 7 is equal to 9 plus 490, that means 499. This we can get. We have to be find the term here. So in this one common, just you can check. Here the difference are there 5. Here the difference are there 5. And here the difference are the 7. So whatever the common thing we can find, so that the common difference is equal to LCM of 5 and 7. So LCM and 5 and 7 is equal to how much? 35 will come. So common term is a 16. So 16 plus, we have to be find the number of common term. So we can take the number of common term is equal to n here. So n minus 1 into what we can find the common difference of that one is equal to 35. Obviously this value are less than 499, because here also we have to be finding the last term, here also we have to find the last term. So last term is this one, the list value only, so that's why we are considering here 499. So now we can find the n value is equal to integral value, so we can get here n value is equal to 14. So our second option is the correct answer. Now we can see the next sum. Yeah. Domain, very easy sum only in this one. Log 0.6 modulus 2x minus 5 divided by x square minus 4 modulus. Obviously inside the roots are there, so inside the roots must be greater than and equal to be 0. But here you can see base is there 0.6, means the base is there less than 1. If the base is less than 1, so inequality sign is going to be changed, means 2x minus 5 modulus less than equal to 0.6 to the power 0, any number to the power 0 is equal to 1. So we can get the 1. X square minus 4 modulus. Once we can remove the modulus, then plus or minus both the sign will come. But what I am going to be suggest, from the option now you can put and you can check easily what the value of the x it is going to be satisfied. So once you can find, so here we are getting our option number 1 is going to become a correct of this one. So for this sum, question number 1 is correct. Now the 5 sum only. So now physics sir is going to discuss some.
So, hello everyone, my name is Vishal Sarwa and I am a physics teacher at Resonance Chola branch. I hope you all are having a very good day, and those who have given the mains paper today, all the best for your results. So now let's discuss some more question on physics. So wait a minute. So all the questions for this shift are simple, very like formula based only. If you know the formula, you can easily score +4 marks in all the questions. So there are no complex question in this shift. So just wait for 1 minute. Okay. So what is the first question? So first question we have for an ideal gas having Cp equals to 3R and Cv equals to 2R. So find the work done by 1 mole of gas. So 1 mole of gas or in adiabatic expansion when pressure reduces from 8 bar to 1 bar and initial temperature is 140 degree centigrade. So the question is from thermodynamics. So process is adiabatic process. So in adiabatic process we know that P V2 power gamma equals to constant. Now relation is between this relation is between pressure and volume. So volume is not given. So what we can do, we can make a relation between pressure and temperature. So we know that pressure to power 1 minus gamma and temperature to power gamma is constant. We can deduce this from this equation. So now we need the values of pressure and temperature. So initial temperature is 140 degree centigrade. So Ti will be, we have to convert that into Kelvin. Okay. So 140 plus 273. So it will be 413 Kelvin. So initial temperature is 413 Kelvin. Now there is no need to change bar into Pascal. Just keep it bar, because bar and bar will cancel out, no problem. So initial temperature 1 bar. This is final temperature. Reduces from 8 bar. Okay, so this is P initial and this is P final. So 8 to power 1 minus gamma. Now the question is how to find gamma. So we know that gamma is Cp by Cv. So Cp is 3R and Cv is 2R. So 3 by 2. So gamma is 3 by 2. Now put the values. 1 minus 3 by 2. Temperature initial is 413 to power 3 by 2 equals to final pressure 1 to power 1 minus 3 by 2 is minus 1 by 2, and T final to power 3 by 2. So 8 to power minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2, 413 to power 3 by 2, 1, and T final to power 3 by 2. So now this power, if we remove this power, so it will become T final equals to it is 1 minus 1 by 8. So okay, wait, it is sir, okay. So it is 1 by under root 8. So now it will become 8 to power minus 3 if 413. Okay. Now when 3 by 2 power will come here, it will become 2 by 3. So it is 8 to power minus 3. So T final will be 4 by 3. 8 to power minus 1 by 3 will be 2. So it will be 413. Okay, this is not power, this is plus 1. Okay. So T final will be 413 by 2 Kelvin. Now the question is find the work done. So work done in adiabatic process will be delta W will be minus delta U, and we know that minus delta U will be N CV delta T. We are not taking the minus sign, just we are calculating for the magnitude. So number of mole is 1, CV is given 2R, and delta T is by calculation 413 by 2. So 2 and 2 will cancel out. So work done will be 413 into R. So 413 R is our answer. So the answer for this option, this question is 413 into R. Okay, if you move to the next question. Okay, so next is in Young's double slit experiment, wavelength of light used is 620 nanometer and separation between slit is 0.2 nanometer. Find the angular fringe width. So angular fringe width is very simple. It will be lambda by D. So lambda is 620. So 620 into 10 to power minus 9 divided by slit width is 0.2 millimeter. So 0.2 into 10 to power minus 3. So 620 divided by 0.2 into 10 to power minus 6. So when we divide this, it will be 3100 into 10 to power minus 6. So it will become 3.1 into 10 to power minus 3. So angular width will be 3.1 into 10 to power minus 3. So option 4. Okay, option 4 is the correct answer. Now next question. Okay. So next question is from photoelectric effect. So the question says photon of wavelength lambda and 3 lambda. So lambda and 3 lambda incident on a metal surface, if stopping potential of the ejected electrons are 4 V0 and V0. So find the value of threshold wavelength. So we know what is the value of stopping potential. So Vs will be Sc by E 1 by lambda minus 1 by lambda naught, or we can write Sc by E lambda naught minus lambda by lambda naught into lambda. Clear? So now write the value. So Vs is 4 V0 for first photon. So 4 V0 equals to Sc by E lambda naught minus lambda is lambda divided by lambda naught lambda equation 1. Second is V0 for 3 lambda. So V0 equals to Sc by E lambda naught minus 3 lambda divided by lambda naught into 3 lambda. So now if we divide these two equations, so V0 will cancel out, Sc by E cancel out, lambda naught lambda will cancel out. So now we have got 4 by 1. So 4 equals to lambda naught minus lambda, and here lambda naught minus 3 lambda divided by 3. Okay, so 4 equals to 3 lambda naught minus 3 lambda divided by lambda naught minus 3 lambda. So multiply. So 4 lambda naught minus 12 lambda equals to 3 lambda naught minus 3 lambda. So when we solve, lambda naught will be 9 lambda. So again simple formula based question, just little bit calculation. So threshold wavelength will be 9 times of lambda. So option 1 is the correct answer. Okay, next question. So next question we have, find change in surface energy if 512 small drops of radius r equals to 2 millimeter merge into a single large drop. Clear? So there are 512 small drops. Now they are making a bigger drop. Clear? So first work we have to do is to find the radius of the bigger drop. We know that the volume of the water is constant. So that means volume of 512 drops. So let's say V1 equals to final volume V2. So 512 into 4 by 3 pi small r square, so small r cube, so 2 millimeter cube. So 2 cube, answer will be in millimeter, so I am not changing into meter, so answer will come into millimeter, into 4 pi by 3 into capital R cube. So 4 pi by 3 cancel, so R cube will be, so cube root of this, so cube root of 512 is 8, so 8 into 2, so it will be 16, answer will be in millimeter. Clear? Now the question is find the change in surface energy. So we know that formula for surface energy is surface tension into area. So for a drop we will take only one area. If it is a bubble we will take two areas, but if it's a drop we will take only one area. So now delta U will be U initial minus U final. So for U initial, how many drops here? 512. So that means 512 into area of one ball, one drop. So 4 pi 2 into 10 to power minus 3 square. Now minus of final area, final surface energy. So 4 pi into final radius is 16 millimeter. So 16 into 10 to power minus 3 square. So the calculation is a bit lengthy, but when you solve this equation, when you solve this calculation, so answer will be this: pi into s into 7.168 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. Calculation part is lengthy, otherwise concept is very easy. We have done number of question from this concept in when we were studying surface tension. So again a simple formula based question, but calculation part is thoda lengthy. Okay. So next is, okay, it's a capacitance question. So 1/4 volume of an empty capacitor of capacitance C0. So capacitance of this capacitor is C0 when it is empty, is filled with dielectric constant of K equals to 5. Surface area of dielectric is A by 2, width is D by 2. Find the new capacitance. So we have already done these type of questions. So see, capacitance of this, now it is K. So we know that capacitance equals to epsilon naught K into A by D. So area is A by 2. We are solving for this dielectric constant A by 2. The distance is D by 2. So 2 and 2 cancel. So simple K into epsilon naught A by D. So this is initial value. That means K C0. Clear? Now same. This will also be C0. So this is also C0 and this is also C0. So now they are in, upper two are in series, lower two are in series, and they combine, they are in parallel. So the combination is like this. This will be C0, this will be 5 times of C0 because K is 5, this is C0 and this is C0. So now they are in series, so the resultant will be C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. C1 C2 divided by C1 plus C2. So 5 into 1, 5 plus 1, so 5 by 6 of C0. Okay. Now again, below it will be C0, so it will be C0 by 2. C0 by 2, this is 5 by 6 C0. Now they are in parallel, so final result will be C1 plus C2. So final C equivalent will be 5 by 6 C0 plus C0 by 2. So when we will solve, so 10 and 16 by 12 C naught. So divide by 4, so it will be 4 by 3 C naught. So answer will be 4 by 3 C naught. So option number 3. Again, formula based question, standard question. We have done these type of question when we have already done that in the class. So next question is two equal resistors from electricity chapter. Two equal resistors when connected in series to a battery consume a total power of 60 watt. Okay. And next line is the same resistors are now connected in parallel across the same battery. Same battery means voltage is again same. What will be the total power consumed? So now we know that power equals to voltage into current or V square by R. So if V is constant, that means power is inversely proportional to the resistor. So we can write P final divided by P initial equals to R initial divided by R final. Now these R are equivalent resistance, not individual resistance. They are equivalent resistance. So P final will be P initial or R initial divided by R final. So now P initial is given 60 watt. If two identical resistors first they are in series, so if they are in series, so it will be twice of the individual resistance, so 2R. When they are in parallel, so it will become R by 2. R by 2. So R and R cancel, it will be 4 times of 60. So answer will be 240 watt. So option number 3. Again, simple formula based question, easily. I hope all of you have done it correct. So you can easily score +4 marks. Okay. So next question we have. Two hollow conducting sphere are separated by large distance. Okay. Large distance means there is no chance for induced charges. So we don't need to take care of induced charges. They are connected by a conducting wire. So we know that charge will keep transferring itself unless they are at the same potential. That means final potential is same. If this is at V, this is also at V, their potential is same. E1 and E2 are the magnitude of electric field at surface of sphere 1 and surface 2 respectively. Find the value of E1 by E2. So we just have to we have to find the value of electric field at the surface of these sphere. We know that electric field is potential by radius for a surface. For a spherical surface, electric field at the surface will be potential at center divided by radius. So now for both the sphere, potential is constant. So we can say electric field is proportional to 1 by R. That means we have to find E1 by E2. So E1 by E2. E1 by E2 will be R1 by R2. Simple. Now R1 is 8 centimeter. I hope you can see it. It is 8 centimeter and second radius is 18 centimeter. Okay. So R2 is 18 centimeter. R1 is 8 centimeter. So answer is 8 by 18. So it will be 4 by 9. So answer is 4 by 9. So option number 2. Again easy. You can easily score +4 marks in this question. So if we move to the next question. Okay, so all the questions are completed from my side. Now I would like to request Math sir to come in. Chemistry sir, oh sorry. Sir.
So let's move on to the next questions. So this is a question from the atomic structure. This is based on the energy, total energy. Now see this here, the orbital angular momentum of electron in shell of hydrogen atom is 3h by pi. We already know that angular momentum mvr is equal to nh by 2 pi. So if you are taking here, if you are comparing with this, nh by 2 pi is equal to 3h by pi, means n can be what? N is equal to 6. We got the n value as 6 now. we know that how to calculate the total energy. What is the formula for total energy? Energy is equal to minus 13.6 into z square by n square. Why? We see in the options they clearly mentioned electron volts. If they are asking in joules, we can take other value, minus 2.18 into 10 to the power of minus 18. But since they clearly mentioned in electron volts, we can use that minus 13.6 into z square by n square. Now, minus 13.6 into, what is the z value? It is hydrogen by n square. N value is 6, 1 by 36, minus 13.6 by 36. So, what is the answer we are going to get? It will be 0.38 electron volts. If you solve this is a very easy question. And if you ask me about the difficult level or how it will be, it is a below moderate level question. By simply applying the formula, we can do it. So again, it is a formula based question. So almost all the questions what we did till now are all formula based questions only. There is no much complexity in these questions. Let's move on to the next question. See this is a very important chapter in inorganic chemistry, second year, coordination compounds. Arrange the following complexes in the increasing order of the crystal field splitting energy delta naught. Now, if you see this, they gave you 4 options here. They are asking us to arrange them in the increasing order of crystal field stabilization energy. Crystal field stabilization energy is depending upon the strength of the ligand. Stronger the ligand, greater will be the splitting. Now here, what are the ligands we are having? Cn minus from the first option, F minus, ammonia and ethylene diamine. According to the spectrochemical series, if you see, Cn minus is having more strength when compared to ethylene diamine, greater than ammonia, greater than F minus. So this is the order. This is the order of the strength of the ligands. Now based on that, which is having the maximum splitting? Unanimously, A is having the maximum. Which is having the lowest splitting? B is having the lowest. They are asking us to arrange in the increasing order. So B is lowest, this is lowest, this is highest and this is second lowest. So what is order? B is less than, C is less than, D is less than E. Now if you ask me about a difficult level, it is a moderate level question. It is totally based on the application of the theory, right? Let's move to the next question. See this. It is one of the most important chapter in physical chemistry, 11th class, ionic equilibrium. They are asking you the ratio of the solubilities of S1 and S2 is. Now see here in this question, they gave you silver chromate and one more silver bromide. They gave you solubility product of the corresponding salts. They are 32x and 4y respectively. We are going to find the ratio of the solubilities. Now, by seeing this question, definitely you may get a doubt. We have to use a simultaneous equilibrium or not. If they are going to ask you, if they are going to mention if the reaction is occurring in a container, same container, then definitely we have to use the simultaneous equilibrium concept. Here it is not needed. So let's start. How can we start this? First of all, Ag2CrO4 will give 2 Ag plus ions plus CrO4 minus 2. Let's take the solubility of Ag plus ion as 2S1. This is S1. Similarly, we are having one more salt, that is AgBr. It gives Ag plus Br minus. This is S. Now what is solubility product? It is S square. What about here? Solubility product is equal to 4S cube, S1 cube. Now S1 is equal to cube root of Ksp by 4. What is KSP value they gave you? 32x. So if you are substituting here, cube root of 32x by 4, what is the value you are going to get? 2 into x power 1 by 3. What about the other one? If you see the second chart, silver bromide, we will take it as S2. So S2 is equal to square root of KSP. Now what is the S2 value they gave you? 4y square root, it is equal to 2y whole power half. What they are asking in the question? What they are asking in the question? They are asking us, they are asking the ratio of their solubilities S1 by S2. We know what is S1 value. S1 value is 2y power 1 by 3. We already know what is S2 value. This is 2x power 1 by 3 and it is 2y power half. Now take the ratio of S1 by S2. 2x power 1 by 3 by 2y power 1 by 3. So it is x power 1 by 3 by y power 1 by 3. So by saying this, what will be the answer? It is x power 1 by 3 or y power 1 by 2. Y power 1 by 2. So option 1 is the answer. Now if they are asking you, like the same reaction is taking place, these two reactions are simultaneously occurring in the same container, then little bit difference we have to do. Like we have to take the common ion. Here we have to take it as S2 plus 2S1. Here we have to take it as 2S1 plus S2. Then we have to solve. Hope you understood this question. It is a very important question. These are the important questions from the solubility product concept. And if you ask me about the difficulty level, it is moderate to above moderate question. Let's see the next question. Calculate the energy required for the following process. They gave you lithium ion to lithium plus 3 ion. Now see here, lithium ion is a uni-electron system or not? If it is not a uni-electron system, we can't apply the Bohr's atomic model. So first of all, it is a uni-electron system or not? Yes. It is like a hydrogen-like system. It is having only one electron. So we can apply the Bohr's atomic model now. Now what they are saying, calculate the energy required for the following process. We are removing the electron from the lithium plus 2, it is converted to lithium plus 3. They are saying that we are removing electron. So what do you mean by that? It is nothing but ionization energy. So ionization energy is equal to, we have to take the positive value, 13.6 into Z square by N square electron volt per atom. Okay. Now 13.6 into Z square. What is the Z value? It is lithium. Atomic number of lithium is 3. So it is 3 square 9 by 1. Since it is in the ground state. So what can be the answer? 122.4 electron volt per atom. Option 4 is the answer. This question is from the atomic structure, Bohr's atomic model. Earlier also we have seen the questions from the atomic structure. So this is a very easy question. Easily we can score by using application of the formula. Let's move on to the next question. 2 gram 29 grams fluoroacetate is dissolved in 500 grams of water. If depression in freezing point is 1 degree Celsius, I think there is a correction in this question. It should be 2 grams. There is a correction here, it should be 2 grams. Calculate Ka for fluoroacetic acid assuming molality and molarity are same. Now see here, how can we deal with this type of question? First of all, there are two concepts we have to do here. This is from the solutions and colligative properties, first part. Okay, Van 't Hoff factor we have to find. Then we have to find the Ka value for this. How to do with this question? They gave you fluoroacetic acid. This is fluoroacetic acid. Okay. Now let's start. Delta Tf is equal to I into Kf into m. What is I value? I is the Vanta factor, when we are taking a salt, when you are taking this, it is an electrolyte, it can undergo dissociation, then we have to consider the I value. Now some of you might get a doubt, what is the Kf value? Did they mention the Kf value? If they are not mentioning also, since it is a water, we can take the Kf value as 1.86. We can take that same value as 1.86. So it is delta Tf is equal to I into 1.86 into m. Molarity is 2 by 78 into 1000 by 500. Okay. They gave you delta Tf value as 1. I into 1.86 into 4 by 78. And this I value comes around 1.048. It comes under around 1.048. Now we got this. So if you know I value, how to find alpha? See this. This is a very weak electrolyte, fluoroacetic acid. It is undergoing ionization to give acetate ion and H plus cation. Here, initial if you are taking it as 1 mole, it is 0, 0, and after some time 1 minus alpha, it is alpha, alpha. So, how it will be? Total number of moles at equilibrium is equal to, total number of moles is equal to 1 plus alpha. So, what is I value? I is equal to 1 plus alpha, that is equal to 1.048. So, alpha is equal to 0.048. This is the alpha value. What is alpha value? Alpha value is 0.048. Alpha is equal to 0.048. Now what they are asking us to find? They are asking us to find Ka. We know for weak electrolytes, what is Ka? Ka is equal to C alpha square. Okay, how to get C then? They clearly mentioned molarity is equal to molarity. So it is 2 by 78 molecular weight of fluoroacetic acid into 1000 by 500 into C square alpha square 0.048 whole square. If you are substituting, we are going to get the value 1.18 into 10 to the power of minus 4. So if you ask me about the level of difficulty of this question, it is moderate to above moderate, because there are 3 or more steps are involved in this question. We can call this as somewhat difficult level question, right? So let's move on to the next question. See this question. This is from thermodynamics. Calculate the work in the following process during A to B in the following graph. Now we can easily predict that it is which type of process. Here pressure is not constant, volume is not constant, and if you are finding that P into V, it is 8. Okay, and this is isothermal process. Reversible process or irreversible? This is a isothermal reversible process, and it is an expansion process. What is this process? Isothermal reversible expansion process. What is the formula for reversible expansion? Work done is equal to minus of N into R into T into ln V2 by V1. This is the formula, but in the question we are not having RT value. So if we are not having T value, what we can do? We can use PV. Work done is equal to any PV we can use. See this, any PV in the sense, for example, we are using pressure as 1, volume as 4, pressure as 8, volume as 0.5, any PV we can take. For example, I am taking P1 V1 into ln V2 by V1. What is V2? It is expansion process. So definitely we can say that it is having more volume. So 4 by 0.5. So it is work done is equal to minus of P into V into 2.303 into log base 10 8. So if you solve this, we are going to get minus 8.3 liter atmospheres. If they are asking you in joules, we have to multiply with 1.012, whatever answer we are going to get. But here clearly they mentioned units are liter atmosphere, so answer we already got it. So what about the difficulty level? It is okay, fine, we can do this type of questions. These are normal level. Every time they are asking these type of questions, just they give the product, the like required data. By substituting the required data, we can get the answer easily. It is a moderate level question from the thermodynamics. Let's move on to the next question. See this. This question, if you see here, calculate the number of isomers. If they are asking you, like we don't know what is the real question, they can ask you in two ways. Total number of isomers means it will be including structural isomers and stereoisomers together. If they are asking only structural isomers, then it is total different answer. Also see there, which does not decolorize cold alkaline potassium permanganate, means there is no unsaturation in the molecule. It should be a cyclic compound. What are the possibilities we are having here? If you are taking C5H10, the possibilities are, it can be cyclopentane, methyl cyclobutane, 1-methyl, ethyl substituted cyclopropane. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now see here, this one how can we write? In two ways we can mention. One is a cis form, like this. There is a plane of symmetry in the molecule, plane. One more possibility is there for us, that is transform. Transform is optically active. It is having two isomeric forms. Two isomers are possible in this. So total how many are possible here? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then what else we are having? This is 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay. Cyclopentane, cyclobutane. One more we are having possibility on the same carbon atom, two substrates. So 1, 2, 3. Here 4. This one is 4. Trans we are having two possibilities. Here 5, 6 and 7. So clearly I am again mentioning, if they are saying total number of isomers means, then it will be 7. If they are asking only structural isomers, then it will be how many are possible? 1, 2, 3 and 4. That's all. So answer should be here 7. So that's all. So I am moving on to the next faculty, physics faculty.
Yeah. Hello. Okay, now let's move to the mathematics. Next questions. We have got more questions now. So most of the questions have been, like as it has been told, slightly difficult, but the questions are standard, not something off the beat is coming or out of the which thinking is going. Regular question है, बिल्कुल normal questions, थोड़ा सा लेंदी है पर ठीक है. So let's take the new question of the mathematics. Okay, it is given so let the problem says let ak summation of the series terms is 6n cube. Okay, and we have to find the summation for this. So okay, so it's very simple. Like we know that
in any series we know Sn equals to, standard result है, सबको याद है, बार बार काम में लेते हैं हम, that Tn equals to Sn minus 1, right? Here they have talked about, so sigma Ak k varying from 1 to n. So what they are asking, basically what is given we can understand like this, in a1 a2 a3 up to an, this summation is given, okay, and this is given as 6n cube, okay. So summation of n terms is given, so summation of n terms is given as 6n cube. So I can find easily Ak using this result. So Ak will be, we can say Sn minus 1, so that means 6n cube minus 6 times n minus 1 whole cube, okay, using the property that sum nth term will be sum of n terms minus n minus 1 terms. So this, if we simplify it, a cube n cube minus a minus b whole cube, a cube minus 3n square plus 3n minus 1. So it will simplify to 6 times n cubes cancels out, so it is 3n square, okay, this n will cancel out, 3n square minus 3n plus 1. So this is kth term, or we can say we are using k, so ak term you can say, nth term we can say, okay. Let's cross check it first. It's always important to cross check whether I am getting the correct values or not. So if we take k n equals to 1, if we take n equals to 1, that means we are talking about only sum of one term, that is first term. So on putting k equals to 1, we'll get, if we calculate a1 just to cross check it, so it is coming 3 minus 3 plus 1, which is 6, which is correct as per the given result 6n cube, okay. So that means my nth term is correct. Now I can calculate ak plus 1 minus ak. So ak plus 1 minus ak, so ak plus 1 minus ak means 3 times k plus 1 whole square minus 3 times k plus 1 plus 1, this is your ak plus 1 minus ak, 6 times 3 times k square minus 3k plus 1. Taking 6 common, we can say 3k square from here, 3k square from here will cancel out. So if I simplify it to 3k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 3k minus 3 plus 1, okay, minus from here minus 3k square plus 3k minus 1. So as we can see, this 3k square will cancel out with this 3k square, minus this 3k cancel out, okay, and then we have 1 cancel. So and then finally this 3 will also cancel out with this 1. So ultimately we are getting nothing but 36k, okay. And now what is asked is, we have to find ak plus 1 minus ak upon 36. So ak plus 1 minus ak over 36 is nothing but k whole square, so it is k square. So basically we have to find nothing but sigma k square for k varying from 1 to 6. So it is sum of square of first 6 natural numbers. So that we know is n into n plus 1 and 2n plus 1 by 6. So n plus 1, 2n plus 1 by 6. So answer should be 91. Okay. So was a very easy question based on the very regular problem. Tn equals to Sn formula, Sn minus 1. Okay. Using the idea, first of all we calculated sum. Okay. So ak, it was a1 to an, sum of n terms, 6n square. Then using the formula Tn equals to Sn minus 1, we calculated this. an. To cross check it कि our answer is correct, we put it a1. Cross check on putting n equals to 1, we are getting 6, so our first term is correct. Clear? Then we calculated ak plus 1 minus ak, which gives us 36k. So ak plus 1 minus ak by 36 whole square is k square. So we have to just find sigma k square, which is sum of squares of first 10 natural numbers. So that is 91. Okay. So let's move to the next question. So this question was based on, let's move to the next question. Again a simple question, but we can see sine cubic of sine is given, sine of x cube minus 5x square plus ax plus b, limit x tends to 2, root of x minus 1 ln x minus 1. So what is asked is, we have to find the sum of a plus b plus m. Okay, so let's solve it. Limit is x tends to 2. So we all know कि first of all, for limit to be solved, to get a finite number, it should be in the 0 by 0 form. So if I am putting x equals to 2 over here, if we are putting x equals to 2, so it is 2 minus 1 1, 1 minus 1 0. So 0 is coming in the denominator, but in the numerator, so therefore numerator may be 0 बनना चाहिए, since the denominator on taking x equals to 2, it is becoming 0. We can first let's check it. So this is 0, or this is also 0, log 1 0. Okay, so these are in 0 form, so numerator must also be 0. So therefore if I put numerator, so for 0 by 0 form, let's put 2 cube minus 5 into 2 square plus 2a plus b must be 0. As denominator was in 0, is 0 by 0 form, numerator must be in 0 form for limit to exist finitely. Okay, so for that, on putting x equals to 2, it must be 0. So that gives me 8 minus 20 plus 2a plus b as 0. So one relation I have got, 2a plus b equals to 12. Okay. Then now to make it further, let's simplify these things. Denominator first. In place of sin theta, I can use theta, because we know that is sin theta is there. If you multiply divide by theta, it can be 1. So I can directly remove this thing. Okay. So now the questions can be simplified to x cube minus 5x square plus ax plus b over limit x tends to 2. If we want, it's always good to put, whenever limit is not 0 or infinity, it's always good to use x equals to a plus h. Okay, but I am using rationalization first here. So let's rationalize it. Root x minus 1 rationalize it. So in the numerator also you will get root x minus 1. Okay, log, when x is 2, okay, so log is, so we can directly use formula for the log. It is log of x minus 1 base e upon x minus 1. Okay, so that will be 1. So multiply and divide by x minus 1. So this limit will be 1 directly. So we can mark it as a 1. Okay. Now, and if this we rationalize, so it is now x cube minus 5x square plus ax plus b, a minus b, a plus b, a square minus b square. So that gives me x minus 1 minus 1. Okay, that is x minus 2. In the numerator we are living with, we have multiplied divide by plus. So root of x minus 1 plus 1. This we already solved as 1 and x minus 1. Okay. So now when x tends to 2, this is not a problem for me. when x equals to 2, I will put, it will become 2 and this will become 1. So, it is not in the 0 by 0 form. So, that is nothing, not something to be worried about. Only thing we should focus is this part, because this is now still in the 0 by 0 form. So, we will just differentiate it. So, I have modified the question to limit x tends to 2. Okay. Let us apply the L'Hopital. So, it will give me 3x square minus 10x plus a. In the denominator, differentiation of x is 1, differentiation of 2 is 0. Okay. So, and the remaining answer which I was getting from here, when x equals to 2, so 2 minus 1 is 1 plus 1 2. So, it was coming 2 from here. Okay. And the limit, value of the limit is given as m. Now, it is no more in the 0 by 0 form. So, we can put the limit x equals to 2. So, that gives me 2 into 2 is 3 into 2 is square minus 10 into 2 plus a into 2 is m. So, 4 3s are 12 minus 20, a minus 8. 4 3s are 12, 12 minus 20 minus 8, a minus 8 into 2 is m. Okay. So, limit is solved. We have to find a plus b plus m. We have 2a plus b as 8. So, 2a minus 16 is m and 2a plus b is 12. One second. Limit x tends to 2. On applying the L'Hopital, sin x cube minus 5x square plus ax plus b, differentiate it, you will get a root x minus 1, root x plus 1, rationalize कर दिया, x minus 1, x minus 2 is there. On putting x equals to 1, 2, we are getting 2 minus 1, that is 1 plus 1 2, 2 minus 1 1, and yes. Okay, 1 minute. So, solution is x again. Question तो ठीक ही है. Okay, let's cross check it. If this limit is okay, log x minus 1 was there, x minus 1, x equals to 2, 2 is 1, and initially x equals to 2. Minus 2a plus b. So 2a plus b is 12. That is correct. And m, we need to find a plus b plus m. Where is value of b? B is here. So 2a plus b is 12. So if we subtract, then b minus 1, if we subtract from this, b plus 16 is equals to 12 minus m. So m plus b, we are getting minus 4. Okay, m plus b we are getting minus 4, and on adding these two, m plus b, value of m. Okay, so by solving this we can find a plus b plus m. Yes, this next question is 36 CR plus 1. Again we know the formula. This question has already appeared in JEE earlier also. It's a frequent question. First we will be using we know the formula that NCR is n by r into n minus 1 C r minus 1. Okay, so here you can observe the difference is only one, 36, 35, r plus 1 r. So in place, so therefore 36 C r plus 1, I can write 36 upon r plus 1 into 35 C r. Okay, using the same thing, and I have taken out 36, taken out r plus 1. Okay, so in the question if we go, in place of 36 r plus 1, we can write 36 upon r plus 1 into 35 C r. On the right hand side we have 6 into 35 CR upon k square minus 3. 35 CR, 35 CR cancel out, but yes, we should remember for limit to exist, R must be less than or for NCR to exist, R must be less than or equal to 35. So that is the one constraint. Okay. Now, first on 6 cancel out here. So we have 6 into k square minus 3 is r plus 1. Now what is asked is in the question, if this condition is satisfied such that S is Rk, then the number of elements in the set S. So we have to find the number of possible ordered pairs Rk. Okay. So we have to find what are the values of k possible. Now as we know that R is less than 35, so R plus 1 will be less than 36. Also one thing is important here, that k square minus 3, because NCR we all know is a non-negative integer. So therefore k square minus 3 must also be positive. So one more constraint we have, that is k square minus 3 must be non-negative. Of course it cannot be 0, should be greater than 0. So that gives me k minus 3 to k plus 3 must be greater than 0, or k lies between minus root 3 to root 3. Positive, positive, outside this. Okay. Now since r plus 1 is less than 36, so therefore we can say that 6k square minus 18, this is less than 36. So this must also be less than 36, or we can say 6k square minus, bring this 6 here, we can cancel out the 6, on cancelling out 6 it is k square minus 3 less than equals to 6, or k square minus 9 less than equals to 0, k minus 3, k plus 3 less than equals to 0. So that gives me that k lies between minus 3 to 3. Okay. So on taking the intersection of the two, we realize that this is saying that k must be less than minus root 3 or greater than plus root 3, whereas other constraint says it should lie between minus 3 to plus 3. So finally value of k must lie in the interval, close interval minus 3 to open minus root 3 union root 3 to plus 3. Okay. So how then the number of elements in k. So how many integers values? K can be minus 3, minus root 3 we know minus 1.732. So minus 1, minus 2, k can be minus 3, minus 2, and again 2 and 3. So 4 values of k are possible, and for 4 values of k we will of course have 4 values of r. So answer is 4 solutions. Okay, there are 4 possible values of k, minus 3, minus 2, 2 and 3. So that will be satisfying, and on putting those values of k, we can get value of r. So for every value of k, we are getting one value of r. Okay, this is the relation k square equals to r plus 1. Like for k equals to, if I take k equals to 3, k equals to plus minus either 3 root 3 plus minus root 3, but that is in open interval. Okay, so that we cannot take. Then we can take k equals to 2. If I take k equals to 2 or minus 2, then it will be 4, 4 minus 1 3. When I am taking, if I take k equals to 4, 2, then we have the relation 6 into 4 minus 3 equals to r plus 1. Okay, so that for that we will get r equals to 5. 6 minus 1 5. So one value of this. So one set is when r is 5, k can be plus 2 or minus 2. Similarly, for k equals to 3 also we will get another value. So that's why we will have 4 solutions. So number of elements in the S will be 4. Okay. So easy question था, बस important constant जो which mostly student misses, this we need to ensure that k square minus 3 is positive, because everything else is positive, NCR is a positive number, so therefore this was the required constraint. Let's move to the next problem. If L1, two lines are given, L1 is x minus a upon 2 equals to y minus 2 upon 3 equals to z minus 3b upon 6, and L2 is another line intersects in xy plane. Now we know that two lines are intersecting in xy plane. So the lines are intersecting in xy plane, and in xy plane we know that first of all, if two lines are intersecting, that means their point of intersection x coordinate, y coordinate, z coordinate must be same. Okay. Second thing, since they are intersecting on xy plane, so in xy plane z coordinate must be 0. So let's take any point on this line. So we can take x minus a upon 2 equals to y minus 2 upon 3 equals to z minus b upon 3. Let's call it lambda. So any point on the line 1 we can take as any point on line 1 we can take as x equals to a plus 2 lambda, y equals to 2 plus 3 lambda, z equals to b plus 3 lambda. This is 6. So 6 lambda. Okay. Z minus b by 6. So z equals to b plus 6 lambda. Okay. Similarly, on the other line, that is line 2, we can take the points like this. Line 2 is, so we on any point on the line 2, let's call it mu. So x coordinate will be b plus 3 mu, y coordinate will be 7 plus 6 mu, and z coordinate will be 1 plus 3 mu. Okay. So when at the points where these two lines are intersecting, all the 3 points x coordinate must equal x coordinate, y and z, but additional thing information given is xy plane. So therefore z coordinate must be 0. So using the point of z coordinate is 0, I can find first from here 1 plus 3 mu equals to 0. So that means mu equals to minus 1 by 3. Okay. So mu equals to minus 1 by 3. Now using this mu equals to minus 1 by 3, we can find rest of the points also. Like to this point 3 mu is minus 1, so this point will be b minus 1 now. 3 mu is minus 1, so 6 mu will be minus 2. So 7 minus 2. Okay. So this is b, x coordinate b minus 1, here it is 5. Similarly, now using the value of y coordinate, which is 5, you have got it. So I can calculate lambda. So 2 plus 3 lambda is 5, so that gives me lambda equals to 1. Okay. So lambda equals to 1, so therefore this point will become a plus 2. So now all the 3 points are known. So equating the points, first x coordinates if we equate, we say a plus 2 equals to b minus 1. Okay, we have to then, so that gives me one relation, a minus b equals to minus 3. Second relation, b plus 6 lambda is 0. So since b plus 6 value of lambda is 1 is 0, so b equals to minus 6. Once we know the value of b, we know a also. So a plus 2 equals to minus 6 minus 1, that is minus 7. So a equals to minus 9. So now we can calculate mod of a plus b. So a plus b will be minus 9 minus 6, that is minus 15. Taking modulus, it becomes plus 15. Okay. So very simple, very direct question. We have to find point of intersection. Using the basic idea, whenever two lines intersect, the point should be common. So we took one point on the line 1, another point on the line 2, and then equated the coordinates of the point. But before that, to find the value of unknown, that is 1 plus 3 mu, we use the idea that the point lies on the xy plane, so z coordinate must be 0. So equating z coordinate, you got mu. Once you got mu, you put it here, you will get value of y. Using this value of y, you can calculate lambda from here. Once lambda is known, all the points are also known. So then we equated both the points, x coordinate equals to x coordinate, y coordinate equals to y, z equals to z. That gives me a plus b. Okay. So was a simple, I will classify this as a simple question on the basic idea of the taking a point on the line in 3D space. Let's move to the next problem. Okay, 0 to 2 root 3 log base 2 x square plus 4 dx plus 2 to 4 root 2x minus 4 dx. Okay, looks like a lengthy problem, because if we keep on thinking about integrating separately, like log of x square plus 1 4, of course we can integrate, but it will be a tough task, and root 2x minus 4, this can be integrated by using 2x minus 4 as t square something, but overall problem is looking tough. But if we observe it closely, there is a relationship between these two. If I let log base 2 x square plus 4 as, let us say, t, then x square plus 4 will be 2 to the power t. So therefore x square will be 2 to the power t minus 4. So x will be square root of 2 to the power t minus 4, which is same as this. So therefore what we can say, if this is fx, then this is f inverse x. And once we realize this thing, the problems become very short. We have a property that a to b fx dx plus f of a to f of b f inverse x dx may be directly written as b into fb minus a into fa. b into fb. So same thing, this is fx, this is f inverse x. So this is a, b, fa, fb. Okay, and that can be checked also. At x equals to 0, log 2 base 2 is coming 2. First we need to check that. So we have taken this as fx. Okay, so fx we has taken as log of x square plus 4 base 2. So if we cross check f0 is coming log 4 base 2, that is 2, which is okay, this value. And similarly, if we calculate f of 2 root 3, that will be log of 2 root 3 square is 12 plus 4 16 base 2. So, that is 4. So, it is perfectly matching the formula a to b, value of a is 0, value of b is 2 root 3, f a we calculated which is 2, f b we calculated which is 4. So, I can directly use the formula. So, therefore, answer will be 4 into 2 root 3 minus 2 into 0. So, it is 8 root 3. Okay. But yes, for some students this question may be tough because this formula is not something which is very frequently used, but those who can who remember the formula, question was quite easy. So, apparently question is tough because if you see integrations individually, then they are difficult to integrate. Rather, log of x square plus 4 is almost impossible to integrate because of x square presence, okay, and there is no x outside. But jointly, if we solve it using the property, it's a one-liner problem. Just once you realize, you can directly get the answer. Okay, so I will say it's a good question. Let's move to the next problem. Next. Okay. Okay. So the next problem is, let ABC belongs to 1, 2, 3, 4. A finite set is given. 4 elements ABC. If the probability that this quadratic equation, this inequation is satisfied, that is ax square plus 2 root 2 bx plus c positive for every x belongs to R. Okay. Now we know that it's a quadratic equation, and what we want is that ax square plus bx plus c is positive for every x belongs to R. We all know this means we are talking about this thing. Expression must be positive. This happens only when A is positive and D is negative. A is already given as, since A is given as positive because we are taking values from the set 1, 2, 3. So, in our case this A is already positive because A can be either 1, 2 or 3 or 4. So, that is nothing to be worried about. So, now what we have to ensure is that D must be negative. So, for us A is A, B is 2 root 2b and C is C. So, if we calculate D, it is b square minus 4ac must be negative. So, b square will be minus 4ac less than 0, or we can say 8 b square should be less than ac, 4ac, okay, or we can say 2b square must be less than ac. So, this is the required condition to be satisfied. Okay. Now, to calculate the probability, first let us talk about sample space. So, in sample space we find A, B, 3, for everything we have 4 choices. So, number of elements in the sample space will be, your total cases if we talk, so in total cases will be 16. Okay. Total cases for 4 options. We need to select the values A, B, C. To selecting A, I have 4 options. Okay. Either I can select 1, 2, 3 or 4. Similarly, for B and C. So, 4 choices for A, 4 choices for B, 4 choices for C. Okay. So, these are the total cases. Now, favorable cases if we talk, so to make the favorable cases we have to satisfy this condition that 2b square must be less than AC. So, let us take one by one we have to take. if I take B is 1, okay. So to start with, if you take B equals to 1, so when B is 1, then my condition changes to AC must be greater than 2. B is 1, then AC must be greater than 2. So we have to select all the values, possible values of A for A and C, for which this product is greater than 2. If we see the product, so what are the possible values of A and C? We can choose A from 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, we can choose C from again set 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of this, only these values, if I am taking A is 1 and C is also 1, then the product is 1, which is not satisfying. If I am taking A is 1, C is 2, then also it is not satisfying because product is becoming 2. If I am taking A is 2 and C is 1, then also not satisfying. In rest all the cases, okay, other than all this, if I take like A equals to 2, C equals to 2, it will be 4. So this condition will be satisfied. So out of the 16 possibilities, 1 1 1 1 1 2 1 3 1 4, 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4, 3 1 3 2 3 3 4, 4 1 4 2 4 3 4 4. Out of the 16 possibilities, 3 cases will not exist. So therefore favorable cases for B equals to 1 will be 16 minus 3, 13 cases. Let's move to the another value of B. If B is 2, if B is 2, then if I put B equals to 2 here, then it is 2 to the 4 A. So what we want is now AC must be greater than 8. Okay, B equals to 2, 2 square 4 to the 8, AC must be greater than 8. Again, for selecting AC, we have these options. So let's check various possibilities. Product should be greater than 8. Okay, so if the product is greater than 8, of course A cannot be 1, because if you take A as 1, the product can be either 1, 2, 3 or 4, which will not be greater than 1. So A cannot be 1. If I take A equals to 2, okay, so A is 2, then 2 1, again 2 4 6 8. So again A equals to 2 will also not help. If we take A equals to 3, then 3 1 product is 3, 3 2 product is 3 3. So one possible value is A equals to 3, C equals to 3, then 4. A equals to 3, C equals to 4. Likewise 4 1 will not work, 4 2 will not work, 4 3 and 4 4. Okay, so 13 values from here and 4 values from here, 17. Then if it see B equals to 3, if try B equals to 3, then B equals to 3 means 3 3s are 9, 2s are 18. So what we want is AC must be greater than 18. Now highest possible product can be 16. So no, it will be 0 cases here. Okay, so finally we will have the probability 7. Total probability will be total favorable cases 13 plus 4, total cases 64, m by n is 1, then m plus n will be 64 plus 70. Okay, so a mixed question from basic idea of the quadratic equation, A positive, D negative. We calculated total cases. Total cases was 4 into 4 into 4, 4, right? We can select A, B, C, D from 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the total cases, favorable cases to satisfying these condition. So answer is 17 plus 4. We can say it is m plus n is asked. So that will be 81. Okay. Next problem. Find midpoint of the sides of a triangle ABC if 5 by 2 so 7, 5 by 2 3 are the points. these are the midpoints of the sides of the triangle ABC, and if its in center is h comma k, then we have to find the value of 3h plus k. Again a very simple problem from the coordinate, because midpoints of the sides are given, we can find the vertex easily. Once vertex are found, we know that standard formula for in center. Okay, so let's first find the vertices. Let's assume this vertex is x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3. So midpoint of this A and B will be x1 plus, we can say it is x1 plus x2 by 2, fast, y1 plus y2 by 2. Okay. Similarly, this will be x2 plus x3 by 2, y2 plus y3 by 2, and this will be x1 plus x3 by 2, y1 plus y3 by 2. Okay. So on comparing this point is 5 by 2 7, let's say, another point 5 by 2 comma 3, and third point is 4 comma 5. So using this, if we compare, then we know ki x1 plus x2 by 2 is 5 by 2, so x1 plus x2 is 5. Similarly, x2 plus x3 is 5, and here x1 plus x3 is 4 to the 8. So if we use them, then we can say 2 times x1 plus x2 plus x3 is 18. So x1 plus x2 plus x3 is coming 9. Okay. So since x1 plus x2 plus x3 is 9, using these two relations, x1 plus x2 is 5, so x3 will be 4. Using this x1 plus x3 equals to 5, we can say x2 is also 4, x1 plus x3 is 8, so x2 is, this was x1, x2 is 1. Okay. In the same fashion, we can find y1 also, y1 plus y2 by 2 is 7, so y1 plus y2 is 14. Similarly, y2 plus y3, y2 plus y3 will be 6, and y1 plus y3, from here it will be 15, 5 to the 10. Again adding them, we get 2 times y1 plus y2 plus y3 as 16 plus 4 20 30. So therefore y1 plus y2 plus y3 is 15. Okay. Now y1 plus y2 is known, so therefore we get y3 as 15 and 1. Y2 plus y3 is 6, so y2 plus y3 is 6 if I take, then y1 is 9, and if we take y1 plus y3 as 10, then y2 will be 5. Okay. So now I know all the vertices. So vertices of the triangle are known: x1 y1 4 comma 9, x2 y2 1 comma 5, and x3 y3 4 comma 1. Now using the distance formula, we can find this side, that is 4 minus 1 3 square plus 4 square, so 5. Similarly, 4 minus 4 0, 9 minus 1 8, and this is also 3 plus 4 5. Okay, so all the 3 vertices are known, length of sides are known. Now we know the formula for in center. It is given by ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 upon a plus b plus c. Similarly, ay1 plus by2 plus cy3 by a plus b plus c. Okay. So which is given as h. So ax1, that is 5 4s are 20, Okay, it is 5 into 4 20 plus 8 28 plus 20 48. A plus B plus C is 18. Okay, so 48 by 18, that is 24 by 9. Similarly, we can find K. AY1, 9 5s are 45 plus 40 plus 5 by 18. Okay, so this is value of K. And what is asked is 3h plus K. Okay, so 3h plus K, just putting the value of h and K, we can calculate 3 and K. Okay, so again, as I said, was a simple question. Let's move to the next problem. A line passes through the point 1 comma 1 comma 1 and perpendicular to the two given vectors. Line is perpendicular to two given vectors. Let P ABC be the foot of perpendicular from origin to the line. Then we have to find the value of 34 times A plus B plus C. So clearly, given line is perpendicular to the given vectors. So if we let's first find equation of line. Okay, so let's say the equation of line is having direction ratios ABC. So we can assume equation of line can be x minus 1 alpha, y minus b 1 beta and z minus 1 gamma. So we need to find alpha, beta, gamma, which are direction ratios. Now since the line is perpendicular to these two vectors, let's call this vector as b and this is c. So if we find b cross c, we can find a unit vector which is perpendicular to b as well as c. So that will give us unit vector or the direction of the line. So I cap 2 plus 2 4 I cap 1 minus 4 minus 3 and plus k cap, that is minus 4 minus 2 minus 6. Okay, so unit vector in the direction of line we can find n cap as 4 I cap minus 3 j cap minus 6 k cap upon modulus of it. Okay, so direction ratios we got 4 3 minus 2. Okay, so that gives me equation of line. So equation of line I can say it is x minus 1 upon 4 equals to y minus 1 upon minus 3 equals to z minus 1 upon minus 6. Okay, so this is the equation of line. Now we need to find foot of perpendicular from origin. Okay, so foot of perpendicular on the line from origin. Which is given as ABC. So first of all, this point ABC must lie on this line, and second thing, directly formula we can use also, foot of perpendicular. Let's use the formula from 1 1 1. It will be x minus 1 upon A, y minus 1 upon B, alpha. Okay, so it's just we have to find the foot of perpendicular. So if this point, this angle is 90 degree, point ABC must lie on the line. So for that is the one relation, that A minus 1 upon 4 equals to B minus 1 upon minus 3 equals to C minus 1 upon minus 6 is lambda. Okay, and also if you find product of these two, direction ratios of this line should be product. So we can say product of DRs, that is A minus 1 into 4 plus minus 3 into B minus 1 plus minus 6 into C minus 1 must be 0. DRs A minus 1 this. Any point of this line. ठीक है. Any point of this line. Okay, so क्या हो रहा है यार? Okay, any point on this line we can take. X is 1 plus 4 lambda, y is 1 minus 3 lambda, z is 1 minus 6 lambda. Okay, so this is any point on the line, it can be anywhere, but since we want this line to be perpendicular, so for this point to this point, if we write the DRs, so that let's call it point Q. So PQ, if we write the DRs of PQ, so that will be 1 plus 4 lambda minus 1, 1 minus 3 lambda minus 1 and 1 minus 6 lambda minus 1. So that is coming 4 lambda minus 3 lambda minus 6 lambda. Okay, so these are the direction ratios. अब its product with the given line should be 0. So we will get 4 into 4 lambda minus 3 into minus 3 lambda minus 6 into minus 6 lambda must be 0. 1 second. Point is 1 1 1. Align. Okay, sorry. We have to find foot of perpendicular from 0 0 0. So DRs will be 0. So it will be just because. Sir, eraser. Okay. Eraser. Okay, just once again, the point was 0 0 0. So we have to find the direction ratios of the point from this PQ, DRs of PQ. So DRs of PQ will be we can say 4 lambda minus 1 minus 3 lambda minus 4 lambda plus 1 minus 3 lambda plus 1 and minus 6 lambda plus 1 minus 0 0 0. Now their product should be 0. So 4 into 4 lambda plus 1 minus 3 into minus 3 lambda plus 1 minus 6 into minus 6 lambda plus 1 equals to 0. So that gives me lambda times 16 plus 9 plus 36 plus constant, which is 4 minus 3 minus 6. Okay, so that will give me value of lambda. Once value of lambda is known, the point is known. By putting A is 4 lambda plus 1, B is minus 3 lambda plus 1 and C is minus 6 lambda plus 1. By putting the value of lambda here, we get the value of ABC, then A plus B plus C. Okay, so this is for maths. Thank you.
Yes. So coming back to the physics solutions, everyone, just now some students have given the feedback that physics paper was easily attemptable, and as students picked up the physics questions, they have almost gained the confidence that as they were solving the questions, they were getting the answers and they were feeling the confidence levels were increasing. And so many of the students were telling that their calculations of physics questions were easy, and majority of the questions were from the 12th class. So if you are seeing this question also, it is from yeah. So this topic of this question is EM waves. And the topic is relationship between magnetic field and electric field. If you are seeing, the question is given that the electric field of the electromagnetic wave, the equation is 800 sine omega t plus kx, and they have given that the particle speed is 1.5 into 10 power 6 meter per second, and they are asking the ratio of magnetic force to the electric force acting on that charged particle. So if you are taking the ratio of magnetic force to the electric force, magnetic force acting on a charged particle is given by QVB, and electric force is given by QE. The charge will get cancelled off, and they have given that the speed of the charged particle is 1.5 into 10 power 6 meter per second. And this is the magnitude, amplitude of the magnetic field, and E is the magnitude of the electric field. We know that the speed of the wave is given by the amplitude of electric field divided by amplitude of magnetic field. So the speed of the EM wave is also given by omega by k. So this we'll get it as omega by k. So the ratio, if we try to simplify from the wave equation, omega is given as 10 power 8 and into the wave number k. And here we have to be very careful, because in the question they have clearly mentioned that x is in centimeter. So k value every student will be trying to substitute 1 by 500. So actually it is 1 by 150 into 10 power minus 2, because centimeter we have to convert into meters. So if we try to simplify, this will get cancelled off. So this will get it as 10 power minus 2. So the calculation we have to be very careful, because the wave number, the x is given in centimeters, we have to convert into meters. So if we are taking the ratio of magnetic field to electric field, so we will be getting V into E naught by V naught is omega by k, the speed of the EM wave. So this is how we will get option 2. So this is one of the same feedback given by the students, that even though the question paper is easy, in that excitement the students are committing some silly mistakes. So we have to hold our nerves, be careful with the calculation, especially with easy question papers. We have to be careful with the silly mistakes which we commit due to our excitement. Next, coming to the next question, this is from geometrical optics. Topic is lens maker formula, refraction through a spherical surface. Refraction through spherical surface. So if you are taking an object of height 2 mm is placed in front of the spherical surface in two mediums, left side medium is mu1 is equal to 1 and mu2 is 1.5. So we know the formula that mu2 by v minus mu1 by u is equal to mu2 minus mu1 by r. So the second medium refractive index they have given 1.5 divided by image distance we don't know minus the refractive index of the first medium is 1 divided by object distance is negative. So all the distances which are measured left side are negative. So minus 40, which is equal to 1.5 minus 1 divided by radius of curvature is minus 40. From this we will get the image distance, and we know from magnification formula through a spherical surface is given by V by U into mu1 by mu2. So substituting mu1 they have given it as 1, mu2 they have given it as 1.5. The image distance we will get it from this formula, and object distance they have given it as minus 40. Substituting this formula we will get m is equal to the height of the image yes. So magnification formula is height of the image divided by height of the object. So height of the object is given by 2 mm. So if you substitute the height of the image, we will get it as 1 mm. So next this question is also, so we were discussing, right, majority of the question which came in today's paper were slightly inclined towards the 12th class syllabus. So this is also again coming from geometrical optics. Topic is prism, thin prism. They have given the angle of the prism is A, deviation produced by it is sigma. So sigma in terms of thin prisms is given by sigma is equal to mu minus 1 into the angle of prism. They are asking the ratio of A by sigma. So A by sigma is given by 1 by mu minus 1. So 1 by the refractive index, they have given it as 1.5, which is 1 by 0.5, which is equal to 2. So this is a numerical based question. So answer is 2. Next, this question is from EMI, electromagnetic induction, and topic is power dissipated. Now, the power dissipated in a coil, they are giving that the power dissipated in a coil whose number of turns is n, cross-sectional area is A, and radius of curvature is A. And they have clearly mentioned that the magnetic field is varying at a constant rate. So, the EMF generated in the coil is given by number of coils into area into d phi by dt. So dB by dt, so because magnetic field into area is nothing but flux, so the EMF generated will get it as number of turns into pi r square into dB by dt. Now power generated through any wire is given by I square r or V square by r. And the EMF produced is given by number of turns into pi r square into dB by dt, and this whole square divided by the resistance of the coil. Resistance is nothing but density into area divided by L. So now they have given that the cross-sectional area is becoming 2a, number of turns is becoming 2 times, and the radius of the coil is increased 3 times. So if you are seeing, all the things are constant except the number of turns, and this cross-sectional area will also have some pi r square term. So now we'll get r square will get cancelled off. Cross-sectional area is becoming A. So divided by 2 pi r, rho A by L. So the number of turns is becoming 2 times. Let us write down this equation once again. So EMF generated is nothing but number of turns into area of the coil. So cross sectional area is A and radius of the coil is R. So the radius of coil, let us write it as pi r square into dB by dt. This whole square divided by the resistance is only depend on the radius of area of cross section, length of the wire. Now length is anyways constant. So what we will get is number of turns into r square into dB by dt. They have given that it is constant. So if you are seeing, power is directly depending on the number of turns, radius of the coil whole square divided by the area of cross section. Now we can substitute the values, like the number of turns is becoming 2 times, area is also becoming 2 times, and radius is becoming 3 times. So if we substitute the values, we will get 108. Next, coming to, this is also again 12th class syllabus question. Chapter is electrostatics and topic is electric field due to a dipole. Now here they have placed two dipoles in two perpendicular directions, and they have given that at point A the electric field is making 60 degrees with the x-axis. So the net electric field at point A is making 60 degrees. So this component, left side x valley component, it will become E cos 60, so E by 2, and this it will become E root 3 by 2. So the left side component is only because of dipole P1. So for P1 it is placed on the axial line, so it is 2k P1 by R cube, and this electric field will get it as, the perpendicular component is only due to dipole P2. So due to dipole P2, this point A is on the equatorial axis. On equatorial axis, we know the formula is Kp2 by R cube. So if we take the ratio of these two equations, this is the first equation and this is the second equation. So because of these two dipoles, this point is placed on the equatorial line as well as axial line of two perpendicular dipoles P1 and P2. So we are calculating the net electric field due to these two particular dipoles, and they are telling that the net electric field is making an angle 60 degrees with the x-axis. So if you are taking the ratio, if you are dividing equation 1 by 2, we will get it as 1 by root 3 is equal to 2 P1 by P2. So P2 by P1 we will get it as 2 root 3. So answer will be second option. Next, we will come to the analysis of the physics paper. So just now we were repeating the questions, and whatever the inputs the students have received and whatever our resonance faculty we are discussing is, majority of the questions where questions were inclined towards the 12th class syllabus. You can clearly see that majority of the questions were from the 12th class syllabus. Majority of the questions are from modern physics. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Out of the 25 questions, 14 questions are from 12th class syllabus. Out of this 14 questions, majority of them are from modern physics and geometrical optics. Geometrical optics, we have 2 questions, EM waves, current electricity, capacitors, magnetic field, electrostatics, and again electrostatics. So slightly it was inclined towards the 12th class syllabus, and many students were telling like the physics paper when they were attempting, it was boosting their confidence. So majority of the questions were from the PYQs, were based on the previous year questions, and it was like boosting their confidence that as they keep on attempting the questions, they were immediately able to get answers. And some students were also telling that because of that excitement, they were committing some silly mistakes. Especially we were seeing one question where the wave number was given clearly mentioned in centimeters. So we generally see the equation of the traveling wave and we directly take the wave number from that equation. But they have clearly mentioned that x is in centimeters. So this is where we have to avoid this silly mistakes. And the remaining 11 questions are from the 11th class syllabus, and from the 11th class syllabus also it is not like something new questions, out of the box questions where did not come. And last session there were questions on sound chapter where question came out of syllabus. There were many bonus questions. I think this time NTA was little bit careful that lot of bonus questions were awarded last session. So this time they were careful of not giving those out of syllabus questions, especially Doppler effect question was there, which was clearly mentioned, which was out of syllabus. So this time they were little bit careful of avoiding such bonus questions, I guess. So majority of the questions were inside syllabus and it was not out of the box questions. So this is about physics analysis.
So as expected, the chemistry paper was at easier side in comparison to physics and maths. So students were comfortably able to do more than 12 questions. So 12 questions and above from the chemistry part is good, right? To an average perspective, it is okay if we have done these 12 questions, right? Consider the following reaction, isopropyl benzene, right? Yeah, so coming to this isopropyl benzene reacting with O2 and followed by protonation in presence of water. Actually, this is a named reaction, cumin peroxide reaction. So in this reaction, what actually happens when cumin is reacting? Right. So when this is reacted with a O2 molecule, so whatever this benzylic hydrogen is there, right? This benzylic hydrogen, so this will be participating in the reaction this will be participating in the reaction, that this bond will be broken, and at this place O2 molecule will be inserted. O2 molecule will be inserted. That results in the formation of this is a compound called as cumin hydroperoxide. Right, cumin hydroperoxide. Now this cumin hydroperoxide on protonation in presence of water, it will break down. Actually, this phenyl group will migrate onto this OH group and this part will come out as acetone. So this is a phenol plus acetone. Phenol plus acetone will be formed. So that is what the same reaction, actually that is what I was telling you in the starting, that it is a named reaction, cumin hydroperoxide reaction. So there is no phenol here, but acetone is there, and here acetone is there, phenol is also there. So this becomes the answer. Here phenol is matching, but it is not isopropyl alcohol product, and benzene also will not be formed, even this also will not be formed. So both the products are matching with option 2, therefore we can understand. So this is the answer. Then yeah, as all these questions are completed, we will go to the analysis part. Okay, now coming to, there are around to say 21 questions. 21 questions, right. So in these 21 questions, if you see the questions from 11th standard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right. And remaining from 21, if you see, if 11 questions are coming from 11th standard and 10 questions are coming from 12th standard, generally what we say, out of 25 questions, right, 40 to 45% will come from the 11th standard, and 50 to 55% to come from the 12th standard. Little bit 12th standard weightage will be little higher than that of 11th standard. From the chapters and their weightage, their heaviness also, you also can understand this part, right. So from here, whatever the 21 questions it is collected from the students data, 11 questions are themselves from the 11th standard, means the missed out questions guaranteedly they should be from the 12th standard only. Now coming to chapter wise, you can see the first question we have discussed was from chemical bonding, and most common question from molecular orbital theory, right. Second question from biomolecules, vitamins related question, it is there direct in NCERT, just NCERT reading is mandatory needed for these type of chapters, even for the inorganic chemistry also, vitamins. This is also easy. And coming to third one, amines related, and comparison of a basic strength was asked, and some basic principles and techniques in organic chemistry, GOC related question it was, and it was also moderate little time taking. Another question from GOC, that isomerism. So to some extent it was difficult, as some twisting part was there in this question. Then coming to, this is of 12th standard, then 11th standard, then mole concept also 11th standard. Practical inorganic chemistry is one question, which even in the January shift also the question has come from practical inorganic chemistry. Even from practical organic chemistry also this time the question was come, that is related to Bayer's reagent. So which of the, how many isomers will be there for C5H10 which will not decolorize cold dilute alkaline camphor. So that was a practical organic chemistry related question, right. So then mole concept idiometry, I only have discussed this question. Then practical inorganic chemistry, salt analysis must and should to be done, and this practical inorganic chemistry will be helpful needed for your advanced preparation also. So keep a note on that topic, on that point. Atomic structure, regularly asked question, and this time also the question came from the Bohr's model itself, right. So then coordination compound, one more question came, that it is again on the crystal field theory. Then ionic equilibrium. solubility product, this was a little to the difficult level that calculation was needed, therefore difficult side. And coming to one more question came in atomic structure, that also on the board's model only. Then solutions and colligative properties. Initially, before the paper discussion started itself, I have told you colligative properties, right? Very, very important, mandatory chapter, very easy chapter, but definitely one question coming, right? So mandatorily to be done. So this time they have asked on depression in freezing point. So who knows, maybe in the evening or upcoming session they may ask the question on elevation in boiling point or osmotic pressure or relative lowering of vapor pressure, any this type of reaction. And I factor, Van 't Hoff factor concept is also very important in this physical chapter, right? So then coming to thermodynamics, one question only came, so that can be done. So little graphical based reaction. Then one question came from the alcohols, phenols and ethers, but it was on the preparation of phenol. So comfortable, just before only we have discussed that question, that is a cumin hydroperoxide reaction, right? So then classification of elements and periodic properties, mandatory chapter to be prepared, chemical bonding, periodic table, then coordination compounds and D and F block. Whatever you prepare or not prepare from the inorganic chemistry, these 4 chapters are mandatorily to be prepared, right? So 4 to 5 questions, very, very comfortably you can solve it. Then coming to another question came from a coordination compound, the third question, that it was on the Werner's theory, a simple concept only, and organic chemistry interrelated question it was, that it is something like a matching question, right? So which type of compounds can be differentiated, can be recognized by using which type of reagent, like we have discussed it, acetaldehyde and acetone can be distinguished by Tollens or Fehlings or Benedict's, like that. The list of 2 columns were given and we had to recognize. Then chemical kinetics, order based question it was, but overall if you see the questions coming from only physical chemistry were to some extent moderate or difficult level. The question came from inorganic chemistry are easy, and even from organic chemistry also majority of the questions are comfortable only to be done. So stick to NCERT and repeat the concepts, memory based concepts again and again, so that all at once you can apply them in the exam and immediately you will be getting the answer and save your time. So this is all from my side chemistry part, and now I welcome Vivek sir to do the analysis on the maths paper. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Vamsi sir. So as we gone through the maths paper, so same type, like a 55% question came from the 12th class and 45% came from the 11th class. As we can discuss, the total number of sum is the 18 sum. Out of those 18, we can find 9 sum is there from the 11th class and 9 sum is from the 12th class. If you can see here, differential equation, variable separable question is there in this one. In differential equation, variable separable question are there. Generally, last time what we can find here, yeah. So what we can find in the January session, most of the question came from the linear equation in the differential equation. But this time we can see differential equation, variable and separable. That is the easy sum only. Come to the conic section, formula based question, trigonometrical equation also the easy is there. Easy is there. You can see the permutation combination, calculative question is there. So not difficult, we can keep into the mediocre only. Different integration, again question are the damn easy question. Once you can see here the one question we can find from the sequent and series, we can get the 2 question. Out of the 2 question, 1 question was the easy and 1 question was the difficult. Difficult means the calculative question was there. Overall permutation combination, they asked the 2 questions. So by the way, this chapter is the important only. Again you can find here the vector 3D. We can find here the 2 question. By the way, the analysis of the 18 question only. Out of the 25, maybe the 1 more question will be there. So vector and 3D, consistently we are finding they are asking the 2 to 3 question, minimum the 2, and maximum the 3 question they will ask. Probability as it is, question came, different integration question came. So overall the pattern are the same pattern only, not at all paper is going to be surprise anything. So overall the paper we can say moderate to lengthy paper is there, little bit more calculative paper. Overall all the things. If you can get the 50 marks, that is the good marks for your the examination. Chalo, okay. Again we can meet into the next session. So thank you all of you.